The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Don't freeze as it gets colder. If your furnace isn't working, Air Comfort Service can get you back in your comfort zone fast with a service call for only $99. Get your furnace serviced. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Happy Wednesday, October 29th. Today is my dad's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah.
Fry. Annie's dad.
It's not Dad Fry, but yeah, the other one.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be real happy to hear that from you.
I love your dad. He's a great guy. Mm-hmm. I'm just celebrating all day.
Just like every other day.
Yeah.
You two calling each other, hanging out on the weekends.
We just text mostly these days, but
people are busy. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty pumped. Time's going to change soon. Is it this weekend or next weekend?
It's this weekend.
It is this weekend. I was going to say that, and then I'm like, wait a second. Time change happens this weekend, and that is the YouTube poll for today. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? No. Yes, keep standard time, or yes, keep daylight savings time. I love the time change, and I know that I am in the rare minority, but I don't care. I'm happy about it. We'll talk about it throughout the course of the show. Okay. Passionate about this one?
Yep.
Okay. So am I. Don't touch it.
Maybe I agree with you. You don't know. I haven't said.
I haven't really considered the thought that you have the power to do it. So when I was saying don't touch it, I was really talking to them, not you.
Oh. Them.
It's funny how you were like, leave me alone. Fine, I won't change things.
You could just leave your clock the same and just make everybody else adapt to you.
That's kind of what I do. Nah. There are news stories that are bubbling right under the surface. Other ones that are coming up over, of course. There's so much talk about these New York, New Jersey, and Virginia races. I'm tired of it. Just get it over with.
I do want it to get over with because I want to know how it ends up, but I love it. I love watching the races go.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute here. The Mamdani race specifically. This is the type, I'm telling you right now, this is the type of situation where Mamdani is going to win by 10 points or something. It's going to be huge. And we've spent all of this time to make him win by 10 points instead of 14 points.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Then what happens? You still have a communist running New York City.
Yes.
How much do we talk about it after the fact in the national news?
Well, I think you have to address it. It's New York City. It's the engine that drives everything, or at least it was. I don't know how long it'll be because they are driving every dollar they can out of that city.
The under-discussed story, in my opinion, is should Mamdani, who a lot of these very high-level professional journalists, news reporters still can't say his name. Cuomo, I heard a Cuomo clip earlier. He didn't say his name right.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, this sounds like George H.W. Bush calling him, how did he refer to Saddam Hussein?
Oh, okay.
It was, I remember watching maybe a PBS special, whatever the big special was. We watched it. We watched Desert Storm, whatever that was. Who put that together? And I remember hearing that Saddam Hussein was an intentional slight.
Can we just agree to call it Qatar?
I don't care.
I don't want to call
You're
it
saying
Qatar.
that to me like I can make that choice.
Wave your wand.
Every time we go to a story that has Qatar and Qatar, I swap. I think I say Qatar a lot because I remember hearing someone say that it's actually Qatar, and it that was the one person who was it like General Kellogg? Was it
yes.
Hugh Kellogg or something?
And
I don't know.
Brian Kilmeade says Qatar now. Everybody says Qatar.
But it's Qatari.
Yeah.
It's not Qatari.
Exactly.
That's in your kitchen.
It's Ginsu.
What? This is a wild
not
ride
Jinsu.
Mamdani is going to win this election. People are going to report on how charming he is. How quickly do we fall off from charming man, horrible communism?
I don't know. I really don't know how long it'll take to see the effects of what he's doing, because if he on day one or thereabouts freezes rent, the investment of that city is just going to flee. But it won't be overnight, because if you already own stuff there, you can't just leave.
People were listing their properties for sale as soon as he won the primary.
Yeah.
And prepared to do it beforehand when he was running in the primary, because it looked like he was going to do well. This is the underreported story that I think people aren't talking about enough at this point. I don't know that New York has Republican Party strength to push back on this.
No.
How do you get a communist mayor? Your best alternative is your failed governor, Andrew Cuomo, as your moderate Democrat option. The Democrat Party in New York, like this is going to be very interesting to see how the Democrat Party in and of itself handles this. They're either going to be for it. The Democrat Party in New York is either going to have to be Chuck Schumer, New York, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, New York. These people are either going to have to say, yes, this is what we've been working for. This is the crown jewel of the Democrat Party right here in America City, in New York City. This is what it looks like when we finally achieve the goal. Or they're going to have to say it's not. And if it's not, how do you reconcile with the National Democratic Party, whose only policy point is Trump bad? How do you reconcile the loudest squeaky wheel voices in the Democratic Party with what you're going to need on a national scale to win House elections, to win Senate elections, and then, of course, to win a presidential election, when you're not even going, because there's not a Republican presence in New York that is formidable to push back and message against Mamdani. I do believe that from the ashes may rise a few superstars, maybe an Elise Stefanik, energy secretary who ran for governor last time,
Lee
Zeldin. But people don't look at those individuals and think New York. That's not what they do literally and have literally represented New York. But on a socio-political scale, people don't, like, if you see Chuck Schumer, you see New York. I would venture to say that when you see Donald Trump, a lot of people see New York. There's a certain characteristic about New Yorkers, and then on a wider scale, New Englanders, that the rest of the country, specifically here to us in the bi-state region, in the center heartland of the country in the Midwest, you just know that those people are not from here. Midwesterners work to out-nice one another. And the people in the Northeast kind of do the opposite. They're super tough, but if you're from there, you know that that's how it is, and it's not. You don't take it personally. It's just how people talk. They're just rough around the edges, from the Midwestern point of view. But if you're from there, that's not how you take it at all. And then you go. I've heard of people who are from New York City or from New England, maybe Boston specifically. They come to the Midwest, and it's like they can't even take it seriously. You bump into someone and you like ope them 6 times to death and apologize for your family.
And the opposite is true too, though. If you've ever been around somebody, and it has to be like born and raised New York. It can't be that you were in New York for a little while. But I was in Florida probably 20 years ago, and we were on a boat somewhere. I was still with my parents because we were like, it was a late adolescent vacation. And I remember hearing a couple from New York on that trip and just laughing, because it was like a caricature of a person, but they were super genuine. And it had to be like from the Big Apple center. Mm-hmm. They were so deep into the accent.
In the 2 o'clock hour, we'll talk more about your late adolescence.
I don't think so. That's okay.
I think we will.
No.
You don't even have to participate.
You know what?
No?
No, I was an awkward young man.
I doubt it. Well,
I didn't know that I was.
I was just going to say, I'm sure you were, but it didn't stop you.
That's true. A lot of confidence.
Who's going to push back against Mamdani? If and when he gets elected, is Andrew Cuomo going to continue on the good fight for the New Yorkers? All of the things that Andrew Cuomo is telling us right now that his Democrat Party birthed into existence into New York City. Is Andrew Cuomo going to continue the fight to take New York City back? Is he going to continue the fight to take common sense back for the Democrat Party wherever it exists within the Democratic Party?
I don't know. It's a really good question because it is happening right in front of our eyes. The Democrat Party is trying to figure out what they are, and it looks like they're socialists. It looks like they're communists.
They say they're socialists.
I mean, they openly say that they are.
They are socialists.
But the Cuomos still exist and still, in some ways, are very, very relevant. So what of these people? Schumer still exists. The guy is 85 years old, but he's still supposed to be the traditional Democrat Party. He's not supposed to be a socialist. But they're pandering to socialists now. So it's who's going to win. In New York, it's going to be a socialist communist. But what does that mean nationally? That's why that race is so important, because we're watching that all play out in this kind of like small little way.
A lot of people that are on the national stage I've seen are, I think Deroy might have been one of them last week. He's in New York City, and he'll be on with us at 1 o'clock again. Deroy Murdock, who is a Fox News contributor and a nationally syndicated columnist, was talking about how dangerous it is to root for Mamdani to win for the purpose of, like, now we're having a full showing of the arse for the country to see. Like, before it was like a little peek, and I'm kind of curious, and I'd like to see more. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, put it away. Enough of that. We've seen it. No, thank you. Gonna hard pass. And Deroy was warning people on the right, specifically probably nationally, who don't actually have to bear the weight of a socialist mayor of New York City, saying, before you get too excited about rooting for this to happen so that everybody can see what socialism looks like, let's consider the consequences here. And his main concern, his top line concern, was New Yorkers will be very, very concerned about their safety. Mamdani's record on the value and importance of policing is very treacherous for the people of New York City. And that's a real thing that people like Deroy, who will, again, be with us at 1:05, that is a real thing that they're going to have to deal with.
Economically, though, what is the difference between a moderate Democrat and a communist socialist?
They won't say.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not trying to make a point. I genuinely don't know.
I just searched my records, and I don't know that it goes back this far because I think it was to 2016, maybe. I don't know. Hillary Clinton was asked when she was running for president, and Bernie Sanders was also in the primary, futilely in the primary against Hillary. And she was on, I want to say it was MSNBC. It could have been CNN, but I think it was MSNBC. And she was asked, what is the difference between a Democrat and a Democratic socialist? And she would not answer the question. She would not define, she would not parse herself as an alternative to the Democratic Socialists because she knew she was going to need them. And she probably had the foresight to understand that the mood of the party was sprinting to the left. And when she became president, she didn't need to take off all of these people who were on the far left of her party. It's an easy answer. And I think the idea that suggesting that you will own nothing and you will like it is the direction that this is going. You know, socialism, I would like to have an economist on to give or a history teacher to give a more well-spoken explanation of this. Communism is when the government owns all of this and manages the idea that everything's going to be equal. You can't really have socialism in effect without communism, and we haven't seen it in a functioning society in the history of the planet. It's not a functional thing. Suggesting that you want to like elevate socialism where, you know, everybody has housing, everybody has health insurance, everybody gets an education. None of that happens without somebody paying for it. And if the government owns all the means of production, owns all of the service providers that can, you know, come and make life happen the way you pick and choose right now for yourself. Okay, this company does the very best. Stewie does the very best mortgages. And he created the bagel loan, and he takes a hit on his sale because he takes care of the closing costs for you so that you don't have to. Stewie's doing that so that you choose Stewie when there's all of these different mortgage lenders out there that you can pick from. When the government controls and manages everything, we don't have people innovating ways to make your mortgage choice easy because you're going with the place that has communicate to you, this is the best, this is why you come here, and I'm willing to take a little bit off my profit to benefit you, so you choose us. When the government says your mortgage lender is mortgage lender A, it's the donut loan, and it's from the government.
Or you can choose among these 50 mortgage lenders, but they all do the same thing because we've regulated it that way.
Or when it's communism, you don't have to get a mortgage lender because the government is your mortgage lender.
Yeah.
Gross. You should go to Stewie for a bagel loan.
There's no incentive to innovate anything, because if you're going to take a hit on the front end so that you can get something on the back end, well, if the government comes along and says, yeah, but all these are going to be saved, you can't do that because then that's a disadvantage to this guy and this other mortgage lender and this other mortgage lender, which is kind of soft socialism, which is what we kind of deal with sometimes already, then there is no incentive to be different, because you know that you're going to get X amount of clients regardless, and you're going to make the same, because that's what communism does. It makes everybody the exact same.
With no competition, there's no competition in price. It costs you more. Like incomes would be regulated. We don't need rich people. If you're rich, you can make 10 times as much money as the next person, but guess who gets to keep that money? The government does. So who's going to want to be a surgeon? Who's going to want to be the best surgeon in the planet when it doesn't pay off literally to do that? Everything is going to be equal for everyone, and then the costs go up. If only we had an example of this. Hello, Obamacare. The Affordable Care Act, not so affordable, and we all know that. Remember when the Democrats name these things, the Affordable Care Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, you know what's coming every single time. The YouTube live chat poll for today: should Congress take action on the biannual time change? What do you think? Let us know and go vote in the YouTube poll. It's on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. No, yes, keep standard time, or yes, keep daylight savings time. We're in daylight savings time right now. That will end.
Thank you for clarification.
This
I couldn't
weekend.
remember.
Standard time. The daylight savings time, I hope I get this right. Daylight savings time is something that was implemented. Did Ben Franklin implement it, I think? It was implemented in an effort to help farmers have more daylight. So that's how, in my mind, I think of it, like summertime farming.
Okay.
Standard time is what we're going to. And if you're like me, just say no. Leave it. Leave it be.
Wait. Leave it be in daylight savings time?
No.
Or
don't
you
change
like
anything.
the switch?
The question is, should Congress take action? I'm a no. Just leave it. We'll be right back, though. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, any man of mine better disagree when I see another woman's looking better than me. And when I cook him dinner and I burn it, like he better say, I like it like that, yeah. And if I change my mind a million times, I wanna hear him say, yeah, 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 I like it that way. Any man of mine better walk
Ruler Foods, rulerfoods.com. Savings are steep right now at Ruler Foods when you shop. Remember, Ruler Foods delivery is where you can get any of these deals that I'll highlight for you that are on sale right now, currently this week. You can get them shipped to your door. All of that information to find out about Ruler Foods delivery is online at rulerfoods.com. Click on delivery. You can start your order today right there from the website. If you want to save when you shop at Ruler Foods right now on red or white seedless grapes, you're going to get them for $1.49 a pound, and they are delicious. Kroger frozen turkey. It's turkey time, folks. 10 to 20 pounds. 99 cents a pound with a limit of 4 on those turkeys. Kroger 12-count eggs. Buy 2, get 1 free with a limit of 9 of those eggs purchased, dozen eggs. And avocados, 69 cents each. You can shop smart every time you shop at Ruler Foods. You'll spend less every time you shop at Ruler Foods, and you'll save more. Learn everything you need to know at rulerfoods.com.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO. or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't hate, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Tony La Russa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, with cooler weather moving in, don't put yourself at risk for a power outage. Get a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. This is all about giving yourself peace of mind by calling now for a free estimate. You won't have to worry about waiting on hold with the power company. No more worrying about your home when you're away. Get a free estimate on a generator from Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Financing is available. 314-499-2020. Generator Supercenter of St. Louis.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
All right, everybody get into your three-point stance. It's time to listen to Harry Enton on CNN give Democrats bad news.
It hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give an electorally speaking when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Now, we say their position is getting better. With whom?
Yeah, okay, with whom? So I think it's two groups that it's so important to keep an eye on. All right, change in the Republican Congress's net approval rating versus pre-shutdown. It's rallying the base for sure. Look at this, the net approval rating up 12 points versus pre-shutdown. But it's not just with the base. It's also with the middle of the electorate. Look at this, among independents. It's up 8 points as well. So we've got a situation here where Republicans with the shutdown are actually rallying their base, but it's also something that's not hurting them with the folks in the middle. If anything, it's helping them with folks in the middle. And this is the type of math that if you're Republicans, you like to see, right? Because something could rally the base but alienate those in the middle, or something could rally those in the middle but alienate the base. But the truth is, we're not seeing that. What we're seeing is the Republican brand has actually gotten better among independents, and it's also gotten better among Republicans as well, that Republican brand when it comes to those in Congress. So again, what's the electoral reason that Republicans would give in at this point?
So it says there, verse the change in Republican in Congress net approval, change in GOP in Congress net approval. Is that written right on that screen there? Change in GOP in Congress net approval.
Congress's net approval. Yeah, I think it is. Change in Congress in GOP. No, there's too many ins in there.
Too many ins in that.
Yeah, there's one too many.
CNN, your first mistake. The GOP Congress net approval versus pre-shutdown. The GOP is up 12 points. It says Indies, INDIES, up 8 points. Shouldn't that be native moderates, you think?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, Harry.
CNN, they're making some choices.
Mm-hmm.
They just went straight for the indies.
Mm-hmm. They might be talking about indie rockers.
They're not specific.
Bands, people that listen to Hum and Shiner.
Yeah. Up 8 points for the GOP from them.
It's a very narrow category they're focusing on there.
Yeah, well, Barry Weiss, isn't she in charge of CNN now?
CBS.
CBS, okay. CNN has a different head, too. I don't know.
They have different investors who I guess would technically be the owners. But I don't know how much of a heavy hand they're having. I think a lot of the firings that we saw early on, that was because of the new investors.
Yeah, that's very possible. I'm looking over what the Democrat Party is representing right now, and I'm not really. I wonder. We've got some resident lovable lefties on our YouTube chat. Maybe they can weigh in on this. Does it bother you when people like me say your only policy point is Trump bad?
Well, I would think that it would. I would think that if I believed that strongly in a political side at all, that if somebody came along and reduced it to that, I would go, no way. Let me tell you. But I also try to see things from both sides. And I think if you brought up a specific issue, you could find some debate in it.
Why don't they make that their point?
I don't know. I economically is the hardest one for me because I really can't find a way in which the Democrat Party, and I'm talking even moderate Democrats here, I can't find a way in which you are not socialists. You just want bigger government, more spending, take from some people and give it to others.
So is the difference that some of them are just more honest than others in identifying themselves that way?
Yes, but I don't know that they're trying to be honest. They're just there's like a scale, and some of them are all the way at the end of it, and other ones are just like, yes, socialism, but not as much socialism.
But what I'd like to ask those individuals is socialism bad?
The moderates?
The Democrats. The people, you're saying you can't identify the difference between Democrats and socialists.
Yes, I am saying that.
I would like to know if you're a Democrat and you don't identify as a socialist, why? I think that would be the answer to the question, wouldn't it?
And what's different? What do you believe that you're like, look, this is how we're not socialists?
Yes, that would be the question.
Yeah.
Why? If you're a Democrat but you don't identify as a socialist, why? Why would you say that's a bridge too far?
AOC going after Riley Gaines. Look, why do I talk about AOC? She could be one of the main contenders for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States. Maybe Vice President of the United States. She matters. She's got a big following. She's got big charisma. She's got a growing amount of power. And to be in a teenage trash-talking battle with Riley Gaines, saying she doesn't have a real job, saying if you didn't come in fifth, maybe you wouldn't be so upset. You want to lead the country? Now, look, I know there's a misplaced sense of muscularity in that right now. Newsom tweeting like Trump, owning him. I get it. That people who don't like what's happening in the country are so desperate for a muscular response, for someone to fight back. But how you do it matters. I don't think these kinds of antics are getting you where you want to be with the majority in this country.
Chris Cuomo there highlighting the Trump-like thought process right now of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I wonder how she'd feel about that. Oh, you're taking a play out of the MacBook, huh? There's a super petty slap fight between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Riley Gaines.
Yeah.
And I think that when you can't, I'm trying to think of a way that I could say it's different when Trump does it. But when Donald Trump's like, I think I would like to revoke the citizenship of Rosie O'Donnell. I'm like, man, she's super not consequential. This is not.
Maybe when you first ran in 2015.
It's not, and that's when he randomly dunked on her in that debate where he's like, except for Rosie O'Donnell.
He's still doing it now.
Yeah, I would imagine that if Rosie O'Donnell could sue Donald Trump for her therapy pills, she would attempt to do that, because I imagine that the majority of her conversations with her therapist surround Donald Trump. But Donald Trump says super petty things like this. And it initially started as something that the Republicans kind of turned their nose up to, kind of didn't put in the category of acceptable behavior. Most people who support Trump do not care about that anymore. If they were given a magic wand to stop it, most of them would say, I'd like to stop it, but it's just part of who he is. Like, you can't rip that part out of him, and you're not going to stop it from happening.
You just hope to alter it. Like, he'd start to focus on Rachel Ray and Kelly Clarkson's shows instead.
What'd they do?
Just daytime talk shows.
I don't think that was the Rosie hate.
No?
I think the Rosie hate was a little more personal. I look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Chris Cuomo on his News Nation show, and he's calling on her to like be a little more respectable in the way that you're approaching things. We're past that.
He said something I thought was really good in there. And I wrote it down because it's going to be the title of my next book, A Misplaced Sense of Muscularity. Really like that phrase. I'm going to use that throughout the show today. Stick around.
What does it mean?
I'm not sure yet. We're going to discover that together.
You're just going to like workshop it a little bit in the show?
Yeah.
See what it hits, and you're like, that's it.
Wiggins America's coming up. It's about a misplaced sense of muscularity.
That is what Wiggins America is. Actually, you just did it. You just figured it out.
I think I did.
Yeah. Ethan, can you clip that for me, please? Where he said Wiggins America, he just really did the liner himself. Ethan has been waiting to create some things for your segment since you have the power and previous authority to do it for his segment.
I think what's going to happen is we're going to find that he was working on Reardon's show right now and didn't hear any of that, and that's fine.
50-50. As is his job. That's totally fine. Here is CNN's Abby Phillips. Isn't she the one who does the show that Jennings is always on? So Abby Phillips, like I've said this many times, how many people in the world can name who Scott Jennings is, and how many people can name the show that he's on most of the time?
Way more can name Scott
Way
Jennings.
more Scott Jennings. Listen.
Whether you like him or not, what people will say about Trump is that he does what he says.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Democrats, one of the big problems that they have is that voters don't think they're going to do what they say.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. They say all the right things, but they don't think they're going to do what they say.
I would just disagree with that a little bit. They don't say the right things. I think that Republicans are scared. I think even the indies are a little worried that the Democrats are going to do what they say. And so they vote against them. We had a commenter on here a little bit earlier that wanted to clarify that CNN meant independent voters when they said, it's right here, Pleasant Ridge said they're talking about independent voters with the indies.
Oh.
Not the, which
indie rockers.
Voter block you had,
Yeah, indie rock.
You know, when the races are this close, you never know which voter block.
You got to go into the dive bars.
Some people look over indie rock voters, and Hillary looked over Wisconsin and Michigan. You just never know.
That's exactly right. I think the pollsters I think we need to get Robert C. Cahaley on the phone to listen to you.
Think about the indie rockers in Wisconsin and Michigan. Who's paying attention to these people?
Nobody.
The next president of the United States probably will, though.
Uh-huh.
Because they're not listening to this show.
Yep.
All right, let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? Let us know what you think. You excited for the time change this weekend? You want Congress to leave it alone? They've talked about it. President Trump has talked about it. They had one chance to try to do something, and it failed. Do you like standard time? Do you like daylight savings time? Or just leave it the way it is? Go vote. We'll be right back. The Retirement Advisory Group online at retirementkey.com, your key to a worry-free retirement. Oh, man, I don't even know what your retirement, what you want it to look like, but I bet we all want it to be worry-free. The worry-free part starts with knowing where your money is going, how it's going to come into your checking account, how you're going to pay yourself through retirement so that you don't have to worry. That's really what it's all about. For decades and decades, the Retirement Advisory Group has been helping clients retire with confidence. And you're the next up on the list after your phone call to Bob Kershaw, to Tammy Kershaw, and to Thomas Helbig. 314-993-9494. Call 314-993-9494. If you are nearing retirement and you're wondering how long your money will last you, this is the phone call that will answer those questions. And your worry-free retirement is on the other end of a great conversation with great people. 314-993-9494. No cost, no obligation. Online at retirementkey.com.
Kids don't always like to get school report cards, but they are important and helpful. They document subjects where they're strong and others where they need to show some improvement. Ever wonder why you don't get a report on how your child's school compares to others? At the Show Me Institute, we think you should, and that's why we've started the Missouri School Rankings Project. Click on the website moschoolrankings.org, and it's all there. Rankings and letter grades for all the schools in Missouri. The rankings are based on several categories, such as student performance in English, language arts, and math, ACT scores, and graduation rates. Then we take the rankings and come up with a grade point average, just like your child has. Each school and district will have a grade, and the website is easy to use. Don't you want to know how your child's school stacks up? Now you can. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, should Congress take action on the biannual time change? That means twice a year. We looked it up. No. Yes, keep standard time, or yes, keep daylight savings time. A couple comments here. One from Vicky says keep daylight savings time. Ender says keep standard time. Make the change, fall back an hour, give us an extra hour of sleep, then keep it that way. All right, well, what do you think? I would actually really interested to see what people think about this one because I have no idea how it's going to turn out. 12:38, 12:39 now. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Your voice, your values. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
With Harris Faulkner. I'm really excited to have this conversation with her because we're going to talk about social media, phone usage, and our youth, our teens. She's raising kids that are close to my older two age. And it is a crazy hard and difficult thing to navigate. And, you know, me talking about social media in this generation is no different than my parents, more for my brother, who's a couple years younger than me, but we're really more elder millennial age. But for people who are raising kids when the internet just was created, you didn't know. Nobody knew. Everybody was learning it at the same time. And the chances of your children learning and understanding these things quicker than you do, especially the nefarious things, because these kids talk about how to do stuff, it's an incredibly intimidating thing as a parent to try to navigate what's best for your kids. The most difficult part about it is that there are parents who aren't policing any of it. And then there are some parents who are policing all of it. And you know that you're potentially socially isolating your child by protecting them. That is hard.
And it leaks in. We've been very protective of our kids, who are, our twins are 11, and our youngest is 8. So the 8-year-old really isn't involved in anything, but the twins now have to use a kind of social media platform for school, and it's related to their grades.
What is it?
I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Class Dojo or something like that?
We have that one, but I don't think that's what they're using. But they use it to get on and check their assignments, and it's, you know, that's the purpose of it. It's fine.
But there's a digital connection. They have to have connection to some sort of device.
That's exactly right.
Could be a computer.
And on it, you can communicate with your classmates.
Yeah.
They've figured out, oh, if I get on there, I can talk to my classmates. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's good, actually.
It's just that, oh, that's a new thing that they're not on social media, but that is social media.
But they're socializing on media.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's like, no matter what you do, it's going to find a way in. And it's not all bad. It's just that you got to think about it all the time.
The other thing, too, that is important to understand is that they're going to, you know, eventually they're going to be on their own. Do you shield them from everything and let them figure out all of this stuff by themselves when they're not in your house? My opinion is certainly one that you have to teach them. I really think it's exactly like alcohol. You have to understand that it is legal. It's okay to drink alcohol. It's not necessary to drink alcohol. But you could abuse alcohol very quickly, and the damage that can be done is tragic if you choose to abuse it. Now, that's not to say that, like, I'll be introducing alcohol to my kids throughout their high school years. Obviously, that substance is a little bit different, and I've told my kids that I'll take them on I told them initially a cruise if they don't drink alcohol before 21. We went to Hawaii this summer to celebrate my parents' 50th anniversary. And when we left Hawaii, they were like, could we do Hawaii instead of a cruise? And I was like, yeah, I would
That's cool.
Much rather be on land in Hawaii than on a cruise. I think I've never done a cruise. But I don't want them to think that alcohol is an evil thing. It's a thing. It's just a thing. Evil things can be done with it. Same thing with social media. It isn't inherently an evil thing, but evil things can certainly and very quickly be done with it. And evil lurks, not even in the corners, but on the center stage of social media. And I think that a lot of people think it's more damaging for girls than boys. I don't actually find that to be the case. I think that the things that can prowl upon our sons are as dangerous as the things that prowl upon our daughters. Maybe a little bit different in the way that it manifests itself, but I think it's dangerous for both. Harris Faulkner is going to talk to us about that. Instagram came out and said, okay, they're going to PG-13 everything on Instagram for their users. Fat chance, in my opinion, that's going to actually stop kids from working around it. There are calculator apps. There are Bible apps that you can use to chat and send nudes and stuff.
You just got to arm your kids with a lot of truth and a lot of armor to be ready to handle that stuff. Final point I make is just that we were in church on Sunday. Our kids finally went to 6th grade, so they're not a part of the youth groups anymore. And we were sitting in church, and my pastor, who's probably about the same age as I am, he mentioned sex in the sermon. And I'm like, oh,
good.
My kids are with me. And then I thought, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it came up naturally. The whole sermon wasn't about that. We mentioned it. And he's talking about it from the right perspective. And I'm like, this is why we're here.
That's a very good example of how these things that are a good part of life, it's difficult, but you need to fold it into your kid's life in a way that they understand the goodness of it and the way that it can be abused. I think you need to understand how it's good before you can understand how it's going to be abused. But one other thing that I want to add to this conversation is it's foreign to most of us who are listening and talking right here, right now, but the amount of climate anxiety is a real thing that exists in the minds of our children, children who are now grown in college, but I would say Gen Zers for sure.
A warning about the dangers of climate change.
You think that climate change could be a bigger disaster than COVID. Why is that?
Well, certainly climate change will make entire ecosystems die off. It'll make parts of the world, impossible to live in. And so the actual economic and death toll from climate change will be much, much, much greater than what we have with this pandemic.
But he's changing his tune now. He's actually rejecting the doomsday narrative in a new memo saying, quote, although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future.
Oh, good. That's great news.
Oh, man, I'm glad we averted that crisis by electing Trump twice.
People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future until it becomes economically and power-grabbing beneficial to Bill Gates. I don't know. It's very, very troubling to know how affected our youth have been because they actually think the world is going to end. Because psychos like Bill Gates have been out there saying it is going to end. It's imminent. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has 2 years to live or something. I feel like it was like 2028 or something like that, maybe 2030, when the world was going to end on her prediction, like, we have to act now. She hasn't done anything. In fact, they've lost so much power that now they're saying, really, I think the kids are all right. I think everything's going to be fine. And in the midst of all this, Emily Campagno was making this point, and I'm going to credit her to it because I thought it, but she articulated it great on Outnumbered today. The amount of actual global preservation, conservation, what you could say are green initiatives that are very good, that are very important for us to be participating in societally. The amount of those things that have gotten washed away in this psycho the world is going to end thing, shame on everybody who has participated in this nonsense. But for those who are worried about the world ending, it's not, unless Jesus comes back.
I'm sorry that it sounds this way to me, but it sounds to me like you don't.
The number is 314-227-9636. 314-227-9636. Rain, go away. I don't want it in my basement today. It has been raining and raining. Ryan said the other day for weeks, which is bad math. But it's been raining for a long time. And if you have water in your basement at any time, you fear the big rainstorms that come in or the long, just perpetual rain in October that I love. Don't you want to enjoy a good rainy day without stressing about water in your basement? Matt Hayes has a solution for you, and all it takes is a phone call to Home Shield Foundation Repair. You invite Matt Hayes to your home. He's going to inspect with a customized waterproofing plan for your needs, for your issues and concerns, give you that estimate so that you can move forward with confidence. Many people in the St. Louis area have relied on his decades of experience, and you should too. Just give him a phone call, see what he has to say. 314-227-9636, 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis.
Hey, it's Dana Lash. Congratulations to 97.1 FM Talk on 25 years, the station where I got my start. Here's to the next 25 years.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholt of Kaufman Townsley. We've won the trust of thousands of clients who are victims of careless drivers. We have the team, the talent, and the tenacity to get you the money you deserve. Call 314-500-5000. That's 314-500-5000.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal service, even bring toys for the kids of the household. It's a family-owned and operated business for 25 plus years. They make sure you make the right choice for your home. So if you have carpets or hard floors, you're going to be happy for years to come. 3 convenient locations in St. Charles County, 116 Main Street, in Old Town St. Peters at Mid Rivers and Highway 70, in West County on Olive, and the store in Darden Prairie. Michael's Flooring Outlet, IGotFloor.com. Selling your home? Every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out the only agents I trust. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
Family focused, faith filled, always on point. It's the Annie Fry Show.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! All right, well, sometime last week we talked about the way to be a great sports parent. Mm-hmm. And we went over not joining sympathy groups that are just basically complaining groups, cheering for the whole team, not just your child. Don't go broke just so your child can play a sport. Volunteer to help, and then don't just push. You can nudge, you can guide, but don't push.
Your kid.
Your kid. Yeah, your kid. Or other kids, for that matter.
Yeah,
don't push other people's kids around.
Yeah.
So this is the rest of the list that I wanted to hit because we never quite got there. And see what you think about these. Do support the coach.
Yeah, that's the last one we talked.
Did we do that one? Okay.
But then something happened and we went to it.
Well, we had breaking news that interrupted it because it was in the 2 o'clock hour sometime last week. So do support the coach is the last one apparently that we did. How about this? Do not fight your child's battles.
Go back to the coach one. Is there ever a time to not support the coach?
Well, the coach can be wrong. So, yeah, you can not support
you ever
the
had
coach
that?
if he is objectively wrong.
What if it's a she?
Or she is objectively wrong.
Thank you.
Look, I'm just trying to make sure we don't have a misplaced sense of muscularity.
You had to read it. He had to look for his paper and read that.
Yeah, well, I found it in time. Nobody would have known.
No. There was near 8-second pause that turns off alarms in this building. Yes.
So do support the coach. I'm trying to think if I ever just really thought, man, that coach is dead wrong. Maybe about a certain issue, but never overall. Mm-hmm. And if it's the kind of coach, because I've seen these coaches we played against teams that just screams. We played against a team in soccer once, and it was a 3v3 tournament, which is even worse because they're such short games. How do you get that mad that quick? But the coach on the other team.
That is relatable. Oh.
The coach on the other team was so mad that I guess we had come back and won a game, which is very common in 3v3.
Did you guys cheat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Go on.
That he took a ball at the end of the game and just punted it out into some highway.
How old was this guy?
I don't know. Our age, maybe a little younger.
Man. Okay.
And
it's better when they're like 65.
It was no. But they had traveled from California to Gulf Shores, so and then they lost.
You don't go there to win. You go there to go to Gulf Shores.
I guess, but
That's why the parents go.
But that's one that I remember. There's others, but if my kid was on that guy's team, I just wouldn't be on the team. So I don't know.
Would you remove your kid from a team?
Oh, heck yes.
Good.
Absolutely I would. If it was look, my kid's not going pro in anything. Neither are your kids. To every single person listening, the statistical chance of your kids going pro in anything is so low that don't even worry about it. So this is all character building, and it's fun in the moment. If you're not building character, then why are you there?
How long? Let's talk grade school sports. How long, because that's how old your kids are. That's how old 3 of my 4 kids are. How long should a post-game locker room conversation last? After, you probably don't need to have a long conversation after a win. After a loss, at what point is it you're standing outside the locker room and it's too freaking much?
2-3 minutes.
What?
That's it.
What if they're in the locker room and you've been waiting for over 20 minutes?
That's more than 2 or 3 minutes.
What do you do?
Well, I think at some point you start clearing your throat and making yourself known outside the door. Hello. Hello. You got to do something. 20 minutes?
How much
do you have to say?
I always wonder to myself, like, what could possibly be said? I don't even take my kids, my volleyball players this year. We go off to the side and I tell everyone good game regardless. I find good things to say. We pray and we're done. And I actually have started to invite the parents who are standing around waiting, like, come pray with us. And then
That's great.
And then it's done. Like, you got to teach in practice. You can't fix it after it's over. I just find that one to be humorous.
Especially when you're on weeknights and there's school the next day.
Yeah.
And it can get late.
And it's 9:05 and you've been in there for 30 minutes thinking about what you've done. And you're 12.
Exactly.
What are we doing? You got another one?
Yeah. How about do not fight your child's battles? Is your daughter struggling with playing time issues in softball, or whatever it is, let her talk to her coach is what it suggests.
First, yeah.
I agree with that.
If you have a concern that your daughter's tried to talk about, I think it's always okay to go talk. I think more communication is better. The approach and the method is very important. And the question needs to be, how can my daughter earn more playing time or be more competitive for playing time? You also have to understand, assuming you're playing in a competitive situation, because if she's not getting to play or he's not getting to play and it's supposed to be equal playing time, then you have a policy problem. Yeah, okay. If it's a competitive situation, your kid might just not be good enough to play in a competitive situation. So you have to be prepared to hear that, and coaches need to speak real expectations in those conversations.
We should continue this conversation later, but also I just want to read the Chiron on Fox News real quick. 3 monkeys remain on the loose from truck accident. And right before that, it was 21 monkeys were on the loose from a truck accident in Mississippi.
Did you see this story yesterday?
No.
Okay.
I'm new to this.
All right. We'll talk about it in the 1 o'clock hour because it is a pretty wild.
I guess they caught most of them, but there's still 3 they haven't found.
It's a pretty wild story. Can you imagine encountering a wild monkey like on the highway on 157?
I think about it a lot.
We'll be right back.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Dad, that's what Grandpa Rip always said.
That's right. 50 years ago, Grandpa started Grasser, and whenever a customer called, he'd smile and say, "Hey, it's good to see you."
Hey, it's good to see you.
It was his way of treating people like neighbors, not numbers. That's why we still say it today.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Hey, it's good to see you.
The Dittamore Group, online at thedittamore.com. Ryan, it's hard to do my job while you're in the room. Thedittamore.com is the website. You're thinking about listing your home, and you want to know where to start. It's a big, big ordeal to involve yourself in. Of course, you want to position yourself for the top sale. You're willing to do what it takes, but what does it take? Well, it takes a phone call to Tammy Dittamore and her amazing team at 618-531-4652. 618-531-4652. 50-plus years of experience when you work with the Dittamore Group. Tammy and her team are going to help you navigate the what do I need to do to list to get top dollar. Okay, it's time to invest in new carpet in here. And no, you don't need to replace all of the cabinets in your kitchen, maybe just paint them. Those types of pieces of advice. Once they're going to save you money, but ultimately get you the top dollar on the end of the sale. They might even have a buyer for your home right now. Call the Dittamore Group, Missouri and Illinois alike, at 618-531-4652, thedittamore.com.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
There's a new countdown on Capitol Hill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. 3 days until SNAP benefits are suspended if the government shutdown continues.
What is Donald Trump doing? He's ignoring one colossal health care crisis while manufacturing another, a hunger crisis.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, as Democrats argue, President Trump used emergency authority to maintain that food assistance during a shutdown in his first term. Republicans say the short-term spending bill Democrats keep blocking in the Senate would reopen government, including funding for SNAP benefits. Texas Congressman Jody Arrington also telling Fox a standalone bill to fund SNAP would only prolong the shutdown.
You cannot reward this behavior or you're going to get it year in and year out. This hostage taking, this extreme posturing. It's not good for the governing of our country.
The Senate plans to vote tomorrow for the 14th time on a stopgap bill that passed the House weeks ago, but keeps failing to win the 60 votes needed to advance in the Senate. The president is in South Korea, meeting with his counterpart there as part of a trip focused heavily on trade deals.
A lot was determined, very much determined, and we made our deal. We pretty much finalized a trade deal. And we discussed some other things having to do with national security, etc.
On the sidelines of a summit, he has a meeting planned tonight with China's president. The U.S. military says a decision not to replace American troops who are leaving Romania is not a U.S. withdrawal from Europe. U.S. Army Europe calls it a forced posture adjustment, also emphasizing it does not signal a lessened commitment to NATO and the Article 5 defense commitment. A Fox News alert from the Fed just announcing a quarter-point interest rate cut, which was widely expected, though a government shutdown has delayed some key economic data, including the September jobs report. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our wet weather pattern on the way out, but we're cloudy, windy, and chilly all afternoon, 53. Tonight, becoming partly cloudy, especially late night. It's cold, 42 Thursday, sunshine. It's chilly, though, especially first thing in the morning. 58 for the high on Thursday, 40 Thursday night, and Friday sunny, near 60. Halloween evening is fine, though a little chilly. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ring.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. There is news right now out of the Fed. The Fed has made a second interest rate cut, and we'll get a little more details on that here shortly. A lot of people anticipating what that interest rate cut would look like, and it has happened, and we will give you those details as they become available to us. Are you surprised by that? Ryan, I know that you follow this stuff closer than I do, but making it another cut?
No, this is what was planned.
And Fox News contributor James Freeman, you tell us, James, how you see this, because the question is, will they continue to cut when we've started to see prices creep back up and the jobs market pull back? I'm hearing more talk about stagflation now. So will there be more cuts after this?
I would hope not. The jobs weakening of the labor market is the argument for people who want to cut now. But this economy is rolling along. We're probably not going to get a GDP report tomorrow because of the shutdown. But if we did, it might show growth of close to 4% in the third quarter. So this is a strange time to say we need interest rate cutting, that the economy needs juice. You mentioned yet another record in the stock market. And given the fact that we're still at 3% inflation, I think there are a lot of Americans, I'm among them, who thinks the target for the Fed ought to be zero, not low inflation.
So we'll cover more of this. That's just breaking news right now. The Fox Business report said policymakers voted to lower the benchmark federal funds rate by 25 basis points to a new range of 3.75 to 4. The move follows a rate cut of that size in September, which was the first reduction of this year. So we'll stick with it, and we'll get you the details as they continue to develop over the course of the day. There'll be a lot of people reacting, certainly. I wanted to play this clip before we get to our next guest. Of course, New York City mayoral candidate Andrew Cuomo on with Maria Bartiromo.
The truth is, there's a quiet civil war going on in the Democratic Party right now. You have an extreme left, radical left. Bernie Sanders, AOC, Mamdani is just the banner carrier for that movement, versus the mainstream moderate Democrats. They now call me moderate. They used to call me liberal. Now I'm a moderate because the whole party shifted. And that's what this election is about. It is that civil war. I believe that far left will destroy the Democratic Party. I believe it will destroy the Democratic Party nationwide if that far left becomes dominant.
So there's former Governor Andrew Cuomo of the state of New York and hopeful New York City Mayor Andrew Cuomo, but looking like he might not be able to have a victory here over the socialist candidate in Zoran Mamdani. Let's talk to a New Yorker about it. Our friend Deroy Murdock back with us once again. Nationally syndicated columnist and Project 21 ambassador, of course, a Fox News contributor as well. You've got a piece in the Daily Signal right now on this, just came out a couple days ago, and I really want to talk to you about your thoughts. I asked it earlier in the show, Deroy. I don't know that there's a formidable Republican Party in New York City to actually push back against a Mayor Mamdani. The Democrat Party itself is going to have to do it. I'm wondering what you think is going to result should Mamdani actually win this election. Who will push back?
Well, I hope he doesn't win. Obviously, I'm doing my best I can to make sure he doesn't win, and I hope get Curtis Sliwa in. But assuming that Mamdani does win, he will be, as Andrew Cuomo said, he'll be opposed by some people in the Democrat Party who think he takes it too far, and of course he's going to be cheered by others who think that his point of view is just right. There's not a very strong Republican Party in New York City, but there's more than you'd think. I mean, we do have, I think it's now 6 or 7 members of the city council are Republicans. We have Nicole Malliotakis, who is a congresswoman from Staten Island. She's in the U.S. House. She's here in New York City. And then you do have people who are not necessarily in office, but you have people who are sort of opinion leaders here at Fox News, at National Review, Wall Street Journal, Manhattan Institute. So there's a pretty, very active and vocal kind of, intellectual cadre of folks who are writing articles and talking on the radio like I am now, and hopefully leading opinion. And we'll be, if Mamdani is in City Hall, God forbid, we'll be watching him, and we'll be relaying the news around the country and around the world as to what this guy's up to. And hope he does some good things, but I'm not crossing my fingers. I imagine we'll be fighting him probably 98, 99, 99.9% of the time.
Yeah,
might say something nice at Christmas. Christmas time we'll applaud, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, I think in your piece in the Daily Signal, a lot of people are really pressuring hard for Curtis Sliwa to drop out. He's the Republican nominee for mayor of New York City. He's run many times before for this position. He's a very popular, or at least notable, figure in New York City. But Republicans aren't entirely popular. A lot of people are saying he needs to drop out, but you've actually taken a different position on how to make this race a more formidable one to make sure Mamdani loses. Talk to us about that.
Sure. Yeah, well, I don't think he should drop out. Look, he is the Republican nominee. He won the Republican nomination. Mamdani won the Democrat Party nomination. And I'll tell you, he didn't win any nomination. It was Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo lost the nomination battle when he lost the June 24 Democrat primary to Mamdani. Mamdani got 43.9%, and Andrew Cuomo got 36.2%. So he lost that by, roughly about 8 points, give or take. So I don't know why he's still running. I mean, I think he ought to be fighting negligent homicide charges based on the way he behaved during COVID-19 when he forced COVID-positive seniors into nursing homes. People in nursing homes were healthy, suddenly got sick and got infected, and about 12,700 of them died. That's a big number. That's a lot of blood on his hands. So why he has the nerve to run for office rather than break rocks in the federal penitentiary is beyond me. But I think the best way to forward is if Cuomo's left the race, if we had a very clear left-right communist versus capitalist choice between Mamdani on the left and Curtis Sliwa on the right. Curtis Sliwa was talking about tax reductions. He's talking about if you're over age 65, you don't have to pay property tax. If you are somebody new starting your career here in New York between ages 18 and 29, you don't pay income tax. I mean, that's the kind of thing that would bring keep a lot of money here and bring a lot of young energy and talent into New York City. And he's talking about also cutting the corporate tax here in New York City. On the other hand, Mamdani wants to raise taxes on people making more than $1 million. He says it's a 2% increase, but it's actually 2 percentage point increase. So right now it's about 3.9%. So a 2% increase would bring it up to 3.9 and a couple of decimal points. He actually wants 2 full percentage points. So from 3.9 all the way up to 5.9% approximately. And that's a 58.6% increase. That's a massive, almost 60% increase in I'm sorry, misspoke. It's 51.6, almost 52% increase in income tax. And on corporate taxes, Mamdani wants to see the state corporate tax go up about 58% from 7.25 to 11.5%. I'm not sure he's able to get the state corporate tax up, but if he managed to do that, if he got corporate taxes and income taxes going up that much, while at the same time the police are being defunded and criminals are being told to have a good day and enjoy your criminal careers, and be not Netanyahu's running down the street trying to not get arrested by the NYPD. I mean, all this stuff is going on. People are just going to get the hell out of here, and if they'll either go to Florida if they need to, or go to Tennessee or Texas, or frankly, if Jack Ciattarelli wins in New Jersey, which I hope happens, he's surging, and it's apparently just a neck-and-neck race. If he wins, people won't have to go that far. They can say, you know what, we've had it with New York City. We're going to go across the Hudson River and live in Hoboken or Jersey City or live in Bergen County or something like that. Enjoy lower taxes, enjoy better safety, better schools, a more competent government. And then if they want to come to New York City and go see a Broadway show or go shopping or go to some really nice restaurant, they can do that and then take the PATH train or drive back through the Lincoln Tunnel and go back home. They won't have to hop on a plane and fly 3 hours down to Florida. So, you could have a hell of a giant sucking sound if Chattarelli wins New Jersey and Mamdani wins in New York City. And I think a lot of money's just going to do like George Washington did back in 1776 and just sail across the Hudson for safety.
Deroy Murdock with us right now, nationally syndicated columnist, Fox News contributor, and Project 21 ambassador. Andrew Cuomo was saying in that clip with Maria Bartiromo that there is a bit of a civil war within the Democrat Party. And, you can look at what's going on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. What we see the Democrats advocating for in lieu of, our service people being paid, about to find out a lot of people who are on SNAP benefits are not going to be able to acquire those benefits because of the government shutdown. It's very interesting to look into the petri dish that is the Democratic Party right now and try to figure out what's what, because they can't figure it out themselves. I'm wondering, what's your assessment of the current state of the Democratic Party?
Sifting through the bacteria that is the Democrat Party in the petri dish. That's a great image.
Yeah. Depends on which side of the petri dish you're on, but yeah, I agree.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, look, these folks have real trouble getting their acts together, and especially now, if in fact the SNAP or food stamp benefits dry up on Saturday, this is a direct broadside against their base. I think something like I heard 80% of people who get food stamps are Democrats. These are basically lower income people, more minority than majority people, I think, and these are kind of people who are supposed to be the chief beneficiaries of Democratic elections. You vote Democrat because you're needy and you're in need of government assistance. The Democrat Party will make sure and take care of you and make sure you're protected. And in fact, as part of this effort to get the shutdown to end and get things back to normal, the Senate Republicans, I think it was yesterday, had a vote and basically said, we want to reopen the government and we will make sure that the food stamp benefits are preserved and that they all start flowing again on November 1. And guess what? The Democrats, with I think 3 exceptions, said no. We're not going to vote for that. And, to hell with the people on food stamps. And I really hope that the Republican Party runs ads and makes sure that people see them in lower income neighborhoods and minority areas and let people know that if November 1 rolls around and they have trouble finding food, that it's not Donald J. Trump's fault. It's not the fault of the Republicans. The Republicans specifically had a measure in the Senate to get this done, and the Democrats, of all people, voted that down. I mean, they're betraying not just the American people broadly, but very specifically their own people. There now is very recently, there was a very large federal government employees union, I think 800,000 members. And even they said, look, the shutdown's not working, wrap this thing up. And there was an effort, I think it was last week, to say, let's reopen the government and make sure the federal employees get paid. And the Democrats voted no. So these people are busy not just making life miserable for you and me and our conservative brethren and friends and neighbors and relatives, but people who are their base. I mean, they're basically attacking their own base of lower income minority aid recipients, and as well as white people as well. But I think it skews more minority than not, and also unionized federal employees. I mean, if there's anybody you think the Democratic Party would defend, you think it'd be unionized federal employees, and instead they're stabbing them in the back. So these people are just they're just making enemies of their closest and most loyal allies and supporters. And I think a lot of them are going to remember this and probably wonder what is the point of voting Democrat if this is how they're going to get treated by their own party.
Yeah, the political peril and the fallout, I think, is going to be swift. It certainly seems like the national public is not biting on what the Democrats have been throwing out there.
I think that's the case, and specifically on the matter of the federal employees. Many of them live in Northern Virginia, and if they want to send a message to Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, I think one way to do it is to vote for Winsome Sears, who's running for governor in Virginia. Jamie Yaris is running for attorney general. Good Republicans running for lieutenant governor as well. And if these people want to make life miserable for Schumer and Jeffries after the way they've been mistreated and abused and not paid, thanks to the shenanigans of the Democrat Party, putting those folks in really would weaken Jeffries and Schumer, and I think maybe snap them out of their attention, no pun intended, and get them to reopen the government and get things back to normal so these people actually get paid for their work as air traffic controllers and as TSA agents and people doing all sorts of things that we use our taxes to get them paid, to get accomplished. And of all people, you have the Democrats saying, "Nah, we don't want to pay these people because we hate Donald J. Trump." It's just astonishing. Yeah. So vote for Winsome Sears, vote for Mayaris, and vote for Republicans on the ballot, and that might send a message to get to Schumer and Jeffries and maybe finally get through the thick heads. There's a disastrous strategy. It's not good for America. It's certainly not good for their base, even for that.
Yeah, certainly. They've inverted themselves in their opposition to Trump. It's really like Donald Trump doesn't even have to do anything, and he wins these battles that he's not even fighting on the battlefield because he's in their heads. It's pretty crazy.
It's just amazing.
Deroy,
Absolutely.
we always love having you. Thanks for being with us today.
Okay, Annie, great to be with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Deroy Murdock, nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor. All right, let's take a quick break. Harris Faulkner is going to be with us in about 12 minutes. We have a quick segment here before we get to Harris Faulkner to talk about parenting in a world with social media. And no, we didn't have it when we were growing up, but we are parenting it for children who are growing up with it. How does Harris Faulkner handle raising young women, strong, beautiful, intelligent young women in this era? I, for one, want to know. I'm curious if you're experiencing these struggles as well. Let us know in the YouTube live chat. Maybe we'll open the text line. We haven't done that yet. Stick around. We'll talk about it next.
Got it right, playing and replaying old conversations, overthinking every.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online at igotfloored.com. The website has everything you need to know about purchasing quality flooring at a great value from wonderful people. Say no more? Well, I'll say a little bit more. igotfloored.com, that's the website. Shop with Michael's Flooring Outlet, which is a local, family-owned and operated business, a great long-time partner here with 97.1, with the Annie Fry Show. When you're shopping for flooring, go to somebody who's going to be excited to see a 97.1 listener walk through the door, an Annie Fry Show listener walk through the door, and let them know that you listen to the station. You can go in St. Charles County on Main Street in Old Town St. Peters and Mid-Rivers and Highway 70. You can visit Michael's Flooring Outlet in West County on Olive Boulevard, 1 mile off 270 West on Olive. You can also visit Michael's Flooring Outlet in Darien Prairie. They are there ready to talk to you if you're in the early process or if you've shopped other places and you're just looking for the right place to purchase that Mohawk silk lining, Smart Strand line of carpeting, or whatever it might be. Go to Michael's Flooring Outlet. Online at igotfloored.com.
If you're looking for the best eye care in St. Louis, look no further than the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andrew Royer. Make your appointment today at youridoc.com or call 314-966-5000. Ophthalmology Associates.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you could get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at Progressive.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Take a seat right over there, sat on the stairs, stay or leave. The cabinets are bare and I'm unaware of just how we got into this mess. Got so aggressive. I know we meant all good intentions. So pull me closer. Why don't you pull me close? Why don't you come on over? I can't just let you go. Oh, baby.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. There's this clip of what is Newsmax. Do you guys ever actively watch Newsmax? microphone? Is it not up? No. Say it louder. Just yell.
I switched mics on him.
Well, yeah, he's standing in a different microphone. No. Newsmax? News Nation?
I see lots of clips.
Sure.
Don't ever watch it.
Truthfully, we probably consume more Fox News. I watch a lot of Fox, but we probably consume Fox News as much through clips as we do, like just sitting down in front. Who's got time to do that all the time? I don't. Newsmax, News Nation, CNN, MSNBC, a rare CBS, NBC clip. I don't even think those don't really make it to the discussion very often, do they?
Not much.
How much do you know about Rob Finnerty?
Oh, Rob Finnerty.
Finnerty. That should be his intro.
Yeah, I think he sells insurance.
No, he doesn't. I appreciate him. He made a point, and I thought it was worthy of playing on the show and getting to the bottom of what you guys think of this. Listen here, this is so funny.
On another note, tonight, the New York City mayoral debate last night, but I'm less interested in what the candidates actually said, and I'm more interested in why we keep doing this.
Government Affairs reporter Melissa Russo, senior politics editor at Politico Sally Goldenberg, and Telemundo 47 anchor Rosarena Breton. This is a 2-hour debate.
All right, so we have talked about this, and I just don't get why we do this, who started it, when this started. But whenever it is a Spanish name, we are all suddenly required and expected to shapeshift into the perfect Spanish accent. Normal, everyday news people do it all the time. They forget years of training. They forget their non-regional diction. That Telemundo anchors, by the way, Rosarena Brenton. Just say Rosarena Brenton. But for whatever reason, we all feel the need to pronounce it like we're living in Mexico, like we're living in a country where Spanish is the native tongue. That's not the case here in the U.S. Rosarena Bretonia. He said it. I couldn't understand what he was saying. As I've said before, I am Irish. And if I was moderating that debate, would the host introduce me as Robert James Finnerty, don't you know, the little lad? That is Robert James Finnerty. If the host was Chinese, would they then introduce that person with a Chinese accent? I don't think so. So stop doing it when they're Spanish. Just stop it. Also, we don't need to say all three names when they are Spanish. No one describes me as Robert James Finnerty. I'm just Rob Finnerty. We don't need to say Kilmar Abregu Garcia. It's just Kilmar Garcia. I don't know who started this, but enough's enough. Stop.
I love it.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder about that. Like, it reminds me of it's not Anchorman. What's the one where Jim Carrey becomes God? Bruce Almighty. She's Susan Ortega.
Yeah.
She doesn't say anything like that, but she's Ortega. And I always thought that's really aggressive. I'm like, I don't think that's for me. I would say Susan Ortega, which is what I say when I'm like, get the Ortega tacos out of the pantry.
Yes.
I don't go, get the Ortega tacos.
Well, you're trying to be culturally sensitive to your family.
Yeah, they're really worried about these things. I was just thinking, like, our names, Ryan Wiggins, Annie Fry, Brad Range, Ethan Hannaford, is there a little
That's Irish
spice in that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Should we make him jig when he comes in here?
We can't do any of our names in that accent because I'm very German, but the Wiggins name is the one thing I got from Britain.
Your dad?
No, yeah. It's the one Scottish-Irish thing that I have is my last name because I'm mostly German. Yeah. If I had a German last name, it'd be real easy to do.
Really deep German in my family, a little Slovakian, and a quarter Australian, which is, from what I understand, a bit Irish and some other things, but criminal, I don't know. I can make those jokes. I'm a quarter Aussie.
It cracked me up when I heard this clip yesterday because I remember, and I've said it on this show before, when I was in my early 20s, this would have been probably early 2000s, Casa Gallardo did these commercials.
Yes, I
where they
remember
had
that.
this guy, and they ran for a long time. Where he was Latin, but he was just walking through a restaurant talking to you. He's like, "Hey, we want you to come over here to Casa Gallardo."
And you were like, "I want to go to there."
Whoa! What happened when he said the name of the restaurant? And then he walks by this one plate and he points at it and goes, "Ooh, those are some rolled grilled tacos."
Tacos.
I was like, what? What's he doing?
Well, that's what happened. Casa Gallardo closed down, and they all became reporters, journalists, and moderators. I also wonder if there's a reason to do all three names for Latin people.
Well, that's a separate thing. I don't even know about that.
He's like, and another thing. I can't do the Irish
I'm
accent.
so glad
I'm not gonna
somebody said that.
I
though.
know. I'm like, this guy seems to know what he's talking about. I've heard of him before. He's got a good career and everything, but I just thought that has to make the air on the Andy Fry Show. Susan Ortega. All right, I believe you. Harris Faulkner with us next. She's a mom. I'm a mom. We're raising kids in the social media world that we did not grow up in. We'll talk about it next.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the bagel loan. We talked a little bit about it earlier in the show, but the real beauty of a bagel loan, which you can only get from Stewart's American Mortgage, is the fact that it comes with $0 in closing costs. Why is it a bagel loan? Well, it's pretty simple. Don't think too hard about it. Bagels look like zeros. Bagels that look like zeros remind you pay $0 in closing costs to get a new mortgage, to get a refinance on your mortgage, to get a cash out refinance on your mortgage. When you reach out to Stewie directly at 314-324-4440, that's 314-324-4440, you're connected directly to the guy who can help you. Maybe you're thinking about doing a refinance, getting yourself a lower mortgage rate. We just heard that the Fed cut rates. That's going to probably ripple into mortgage rates one way or another. When you want the expert at your fingertips, you call 314-324-4440, and he walks you through and helps you navigate the crazy market that it is right now so that you get the best deal for you. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
All right, you pick them. You don't have to take my word for it. Lots of 5-star reviews out there from my friends at Rhino Shield because, like me, there are a lot of satisfied Rhino Shield customers. And what does that mean? Well, maybe you're satisfied because it's exactly the color and beautiful, vivid color that you wanted, right? With the trim and all of that, they can do in different colors, just like you would with regular paint, but it lasts for so long. Maybe you're happy because you're not out there scraping or having to pay somebody to scrape and paint every 4 or 5 years. That's what happens with regular paint. Not Rhino Shield. Goes on thick, waterproofs your house completely, protects it from the rays of the sun, gives you an insulation factor. It's fantastic. They've used it on HGTV, on unpainted brick, block, aluminum, steel, hardy cement board. It's fantastic on all of it. Call them today for a free evaluation, 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
25 years strong. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
PG-13 Instagram is here. Teen feeds are changing. That's because Instagram is limiting what teens can see. Sexual content, strong language, or references to drugs and alcohol, gone. Accounts linking to adult sites like OnlyFans or online liquor stores, teens can't follow them. And if they already do, they won't see the content anymore. Teens are automatically in the new 13+ setting, and parents can pick an even stricter option. For the first time, parents can also flag content they don't want their teens seeing. Meta says it's using age prediction tech too, so teens can't bypass the rules. The rollout starts today in the U.S., UK, Australia, and Canada.
All right, so Meta is taking some measures to ensure that kids aren't seeing the things they're not supposed to see on the internet. Do you believe that they're going to be able to pull this off? I wanted to talk to another mom, and I heard this mom talking about this on Outnumbered, and I thought I would love to discuss this with her. And that mom, you know her, is Harris Faulkner. She's with us now, the #1 New York Times bestseller, Faith Still Moves Mountains. You can get that great Christmas gift. You see her on Outnumbered, and of course, the host of the Faulkner Focus. Welcome back, Harris Faulkner, to the Andy Fry Show. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm fascinated by all these, companies now starting to wake up to the fact that they've been damaging our children by overexposing them, and in some cases being sought after by algorithms that target them. So I'm glad that they've had a wake-up call, but it's not enough, and it's way too late. And the issue now is less about, the sexy things they see or anything. I'm worried about kids committing suicide because of what they're exposed to. And the AI bots are the next level of this. And if you don't think these companies are in the AI game, we're all really naive to think that they wouldn't be. So they are. They're 100% all in. So they take this algorithm mode, but are they prepping the kids' future with regard to their platforms and AI bots. You know, we've already lost some young people who have gone in and Googled, how do I kill myself? How do I commit suicide? And there are AI bots that have answered with enough detail that it's happened. That is the next level in this, and these are some of the same companies participating. So, yeah, I'm thrilled that Meta is waking up. Remember, through its Instagram, we learned that it was damaging the self-esteem of young girls. Because of all the things that their algorithms were preparing to send their IP addresses and then delivering upon that. We're all caught up in this together. So as parents, we have to now do the one thing that companies don't want us to do. We have to agitate them. Yeah. We have to start to say, we're going to start putting our children away from your platforms. And if you don't think that's possible, you haven't had an argument recently with a mom who meant no as a complete sentence.
Yeah, no is a complete sentence. That's so well said. Harris Faulkner speaking with us right now. I've got a 15-year-old son. I have a 13-year-old daughter, 2 more daughters that are younger who haven't moved into this world yet. But my kids are not allowed to have things that other kids have. And I think that the hardest thing for parents to do is to know that you might be isolating your kids in certain circles because the other your peers, you know, great families, they are well-intentioned. They're just not paying attention maybe the way I am or some of the other friends' moms are. How do you navigate the social ramifications of that no being a complete sentence with your kids when maybe their peers are getting a little more leash?
So my kids are, my youngest is 16, my oldest is 18, just went to college as a freshman, so she is old enough to fight for this country, and so she's an adult. But in some ways, you know, as a teenager, she still needs mom and dad. But our conversation can't start now because their development is pretty much in middle to late stages as my little women of under construction, right? I've been constructing them for a while, building those world building with them for a while. It's got to start young. I love the fact that you have 2 younger children. You say they're not into this yet. Yes, they are. They're aware of what's going on. They have older siblings and friends at school. They are learning things. They know what ChatGPT is because either their school officials have told them, we're not a big fan, or you can use it on some things. If they can write and read, they are being exposed to social media and AI in some way, shape, or form. So the conversation starts with, who are you, my child? Look me in the eye. Let's put our devices down for a bit and let's do things that teach us who we are together. Find something fun. You're going to have to spend more time with your kids now. Yes. You cannot outsource the babysitting with a device. You cannot outsource entertainment for your kids. Look, I'm not really a Broadway fan. I mean, the construct is fabulous, but I love it as much as I love watching my husband play golf. I mean, it's a lot of time spent in a space that things get lost. It's dark in the theater, and he can never find that golf ball in the daylight. So I get it. But one of my daughters loves Wicked. She loves to go see things live. Yeah. I go with her. I spend time with her. The things that we spend time on, if they don't involve our children before they leave us or get old enough to decide where they might want to go to college, we're losing the battle. It's got to start young. So our first conversations are about making eye contact. You are never going to convince your child to not use a cell phone. That's ridiculous. It's the age that we're in. But you can make it less inviting by creating a space outside that device that's quite competitive. And remember, we control the cash flow, and all they have to do is pump in ideas, and we put our resources together along with a lot of love, and we can create a world that has a bit more balance in it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you have a child in your family and you know they're dealing with depression, a device is the last place you want them spending too much time. Amen. And we learned this the hard way in the COVID crackdowns and lockdowns. Well, I felt like it was a crackdown. It was a lockdown. And my proximity to New York City and knowing the history of this country from 1918, when the flu pandemic took out 50 million people in the world, the COVID pandemic didn't take out nearly that many, thank the good Lord. But they never closed the New York public schools. I said that on air one day. I was getting ratioed by public officials in places where I guess that wasn't supposed to be spoken. But it's the truth. It was the largest school district in the country. And they said, no, we're going to try it. We're going to keep it open. You know why? Because they were feeding kids then. You know what? They were feeding kids in 2020 too. Yes. There were a lot of people who suffered in a lot of different ways, and isolation was one that we should never discount. That affected our kids and made them more susceptible to the algorithms sucking them in. So we have a lot of work to do, but I'm not doing it alone. I want these companies to partner with us as parents. They have to take our emails and our calls. I want to know that they're having to come up with divisions to deal with call it the parenting department. I don't care what you call it, but we will not be silenced. Our kids are at stake.
Yeah, exactly that. That is 100% the point that needs to be made. And I can think of an entire history of the human race where parents have been unpopular with their children when making decisions for their children.
Amen.
That are best for them. And you pointed out something that I want to highlight and just dive deeper on. The idea of being present with your kids, but knowing that children who are so exposed to devices and social media have never been more lonely than they are right now. They have access to everything, but yet they feel so lonely. They have to be able to rely on the presence of their parents. If the parents aren't going to be present, then who will? Like that is ground zero for making sure these kids understand who they are, but also whose they are.
Amen. Amen to that. We have to touch them. We have to physically love them. You know, I know as they get to be teenagers, I fell out of popularity with my older child, much younger than I should have, because she's very independent, and her favorite parent, she's a daddy's girl. Since she was 9 months old,
it just happens.
She would say, I used to jest with friends. I used to joke with them and say, you know, if our house caught fire, Bella would crawl right past me, trapped under the table, looking for daddy. I mean, but what is magnificent now, and the truth about that is, I just had to work harder to get her attention. So when she would come home from school, I would say, you know, Bella, I know you're going to go upstairs, do what you do, jump on your homework, or maybe you're meeting some friends at the library, whatever you're doing, the library, you're going to go eat pizza before you study. Before you leave, my freshman, because that's when she was a lot younger than she is now, 4 years ago, I said, you got to give Mommy one hug. And she'd give me a hug, and I'm like, that was a Hollywood hug. We need a real hug. And we need to hold for a few seconds, and I want you to tell me something great that happened today and anything you think wasn't great.
Yeah.
And we made eye contact. And when I went to meet her for Parents Weekend 6 weeks ago, the whole family went, and it was really fun. She came up to me, and she goes, I could use one of those after-school hugs. I miss you.
Oh, it paid off.
It does. It does. Now, I'm not delusional. I know that she's still going to be on her phone, but I also know that she's getting great grades already in the first 2 months, and that she's got goals, and she's dealing with her little feelings of, am I enough? Which they always have with each stage of change and development. But she came looking for that hug. So it can't just be that we're present, taking them to stuff and doing stuff. We have to connect with them. Eye contact and touch, that's what they first had when they were born from us, before they had language or anything else. Yeah. Let's just keep it real and raw, just like that. And the phone can't do that.
And to reiterate what you were saying earlier, too, that when families have issues with these social media platforms, it is important for that contact to go to them, too, while you're keeping the foundation principled at home and grounded.
Yes.
That communication, we have to be in their ear, in their inbox, in their mailbox as much as possible so that they understand that they do have a constituency that they have to listen to.
And the last part of the puzzle that sometimes is the hardest, particularly for my guy that I married, we got to model it.
Yeah.
So I work a job, you work a job that requires that we be all things in knowledge about media. And in fact, I find a great deal of my time now as a journalist is myth busting from all the stuff that the algorithms are spitting out, edited by AI in different ways that take the truth and try to make it hot. You don't have to oversell the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You really don't. You don't have to make breaking news hot. You just have to put the truth out there. And so the competition now, Annie, I'm sure you're feeling it too, is the fact checking and the vetting and all of that extra stuff. Well, I get up at dark 30.
Yeah.
And whatever I'm doing much more efficiently than I ever have. I do lean on AI. I have studied and taken courses and gotten my certificates, and now I'm going to do a boot camp at a large university here in New York City in January, that next semester, so I can be in a classroom among other people who are post-college and just want to learn, because I refuse not to know about what people fear. So I got to lean into that.
That's so smart, to be educated on it and to participate.
You've got to know what they're exposed to. And so then the other thing is, for my recreation, I can't be like binge scrolling. I can't be doing that. Yeah. Like, my recreation has to walk the walk in front of my kids. So I'm probably going to play more sports in the cold this winter, because my girls don't like indoor tennis. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 40 out. Are we really doing this? But you know what? Bella started playing on a club team, and she had her first matches over the weekend, and she's like, when I come home, Mom, I want to practice with you. And I'm like, that's December. But I'll be out there, and I am going to find an indoor complex near us.
And
but
I'm
doing
gear.
that. I'm planning that. And what do you do when you play racket sports? You got to put your phone down.
Yes.
So I'm not delusional that these things are going to go away, but I'm going to try to model it as best I can. I'm going to do the things that I do for my job, sometimes out of the purview of their reach when I first get up. It's almost impossible to outstay them at night because of their studies and stuff.
Yeah.
But what's your, I'm curious, how are you doing it? Because you generationally have different kids.
Yeah.
You've got two older teenagers, and then you got another round of this coming in.
Yep. I've got 9 and 4 are the younger two. But, I think it's also important to key in on, my son is 15, and the Instagram world, and maybe the TikTok world. We don't do TikTok top to bottom in our house. I want them to get that straight with the ownership of it, because I'd like to participate in it. But I think that the understanding, too, for young men, that there's a huge danger out. Pornography is everywhere, and it can the way that it is so accessible. I read a study the other day that said that the age of exposure to some form of pornography is somewhere around 10 or 11 years old. And that hurts my heart, my soul, my head, the whole part of it. And to know that children are being exposed to something that is an entirely unrealistic way. It just goes into what you're saying. Like, there are good things that can exist in AI, in social media, in devices, the ability to communicate. They're just things. How we use them can become abusive. And of course, pornography exposure to young men and women, of course, it's a way for them to have their first brush against something to be an entirely different understanding of something that was given to us to be good, but being abused in a way that it can be detrimental for a lifetime. I just think there's so many scary things out there, but being present, your advice to be present is the number one thing that parents need to do. Minimize that device time and just be there and play cold tennis with them if that's what it takes.
Yeah, play cold. You know what? I'm going to sell that per Annie.
Thank you.
Girls are playing cold tennis.
Get that good thermal gear and an afternoon or an evening and have fun with your kids.
Amen.
I love that.
Thank you for that. And I look forward to the next round for you. You are ready for this. And I believe in parent power out there. I really do. I know we talk a lot about moms, but it takes dads. It takes all of us. And by the way, grandparents are critical too.
Yeah.
Because nobody can come up with something to do that doesn't have anything to do with a digital device than somebody over the age of 75.
Amen to that. Yes.
Because they are looking for stuff that doesn't require their reading glasses. God bless us all.
Harris Faulkner, it is always a treat and a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the time once again.
Thank you. God bless you, my friend.
God bless you as well. And your kiddos. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Harris Faulkner is author of a wonderful book, Faith Still Moves Mountains. It's kind of an anecdotal collection of stories in her time of reporting where prayer enters the scene and saves the day. And I did the audiobook of it. I encourage you to check it out for yourself. It's a good, you can take small bites of this book and not have to sit down and consume the whole thing at one time. But I adore her. I think she's wonderful. I think she's real. Listen to her every day on Outnumbered and the Faulkner Focus. Let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll: should Congress take action on the biannual time change? Let us know. They should leave it the way it is, or they should keep standard time, or they should keep daylight savings time. If you missed the full Harris Faulkner interview, a reminder, we have podcasts available for the Annie Fry Show, wherever you get podcasts, on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Download it. Take us with you anywhere you go. You can also go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel, subscribe, watch it We'll be right back. Don't go away. Point Pest Control. It's Point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com. Call 636-798-0023 to get rid of those pests that have crept into your home. Or if you have had a service before and you're like, gosh, I've just been looking for a reliable, affordable place to come out and just ensure that we're not going to have any of those nasty spiders, crickets, mice, even ants. They come into your home and then they exist and you hate it. You want to make sure that they aren't there. That's why we have Point Pest Control and their premier service plan at the Fry Home. If you call 636-798-0023, you can ask them about that premier service plan and mention my name to get a 10% discount on the top of any specials that they might be offering. 636-798-0023, Point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis. Here's Jimmy Fallon.
Danny Fry, Mark Cox. I mean, you guys have a stacked deck. You got that Jimmy Fallon guy later in the day, but you know what? You drink a little bit at the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, you'll get through a show. Congrats on 25 years.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
License number E2014A.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Lights flickering?
Grasser can fix it.
Breaker keeps tripping?
That's a Grasser job.
Outlet not working?
Grasser makes it right.
Old wiring need a rewire?
Grasser rewires with care.
From little fixes to major fixes.
Even the tricky ones.
We treat your home like our own.
Treat? Did you say treat?
Woof. Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
I can't believe the Grasser dog can talk. What a dog. Incredible.
A little jealous.
Yeah, me too. My dog doesn't do anything. Also, I don't have a dog, or I'm referring to my dead dog. Either way, very sad.
Way to bring it down.
This is the time check, and this is the YouTube live chat poll. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? There are three options. Leave it alone, keep standard time, keep daylight savings time. Those are your options. One comment I wanted to highlight here, actually two. It's from Erica. She says, keep it on DST. We already have most of the year on DST. I hate having it get dark at 4:30. And then G Wibbs says, it's a lousy 1 hour difference. Deal with it. Which, I know. Which one are you going to choose of those three options? And guess what? Whatever you vote today, that's what it's going to be for the whole country. 151. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range. It's the Annie Fry Show.
We talk about this every once in a while, but I do feel like it's something that needs to be talked about more than it ever actually is. And, you know, speaking about social media usage with Harris Faulkner there, she's got 2 daughters. So I think Instagram, I noticed this in kids that I have like my husband's a middle school teacher, so he's pretty in tune with what's going on in the middle school world. If something is popular, and things are popular in grade school way far before folks like you and I would know about it, if not being connected to kids by way of our spouses being teachers. But the way that body image and self-esteem is crushed by social media is definitely something that's been the case for quite a long time. But for boys, the exposure to pornography, the accessibility of pornography, I mean, young boys, teenagers have been accessing magazines and stuff forever. It's not like it's a new thing, but you kind of had to put a little work and some planning into getting a stationary photograph of a nude woman back in the day. And I'm not justifying it in any way, shape, or form, but it is right there for a child of any age who gets access to the internet to acquire immediately in ways that people who are a little too naive or maybe, prudish on the issue have no idea what is so easily accessible and how damaging it is.
Yeah, it's more accessible, and it's more deviant than it used to be too. I mean, any of that stuff is going to still be a drug to a guy, but the level of a Playboy versus the level of stuff that's on the internet, man, that's a different level. That is different stuff, and it gets pretty bizarre, and it pushes people, and they just seek more and more and more of it because you got to get the next high. It's like a drug. And it is so genuinely easy to stumble across. I know that sometimes it's like, your kid didn't really stumble across it. No, actually, it is possible to stumble across it.
Stumble across it, and then it's there.
And then you're hooked.
And then your brain is like,
instantly.
What was that? I'm going to see it more. I feel like porn addiction certainly among adults, it is a huge problem for relationships, especially and this is what I fear. Like, I know that there are people who are our age who weren't exposed to it in that way as young because the internet was kind of coming about. It was certainly there on the internet, but for people who they're basically being forged in a world where it's just accessible. It's just there. You can just have it, and it's been normalized. OnlyFans. OnlyFans isn't just pornography, but it is pornography, right?
The business itself can be other things too.
But I mean, it is definitely, right? OnlyFans can definitely be
it absolutely can be, and is probably the main thing on
Okay.
OnlyFans.
But if, like, other sort of like fetish type of stuff could exist on there that...
Yes.
Whatever. It's a social media platform. I mean, it's so mainstream to be this out and forward with sex. And it's so important for parents to be having conversations with your kids. You have to frame sex in a way for your children where they understand its purpose, its intent, and that it is a good thing in the confines of the way that it should be respected. Because you can't go, it's bad, and make them think it's always all bad. That's been the problem with the addiction that exists here. Can I have an extra minute? With the addiction that has existed and been normalized. It's so normal. It's so normal for our youth and for young men, and I'm sure men of many ages, right? And I don't want to limit it right now, to have exposed it to it that they can't have actual relationships anymore. I see a lot of there's a lot of like trad wife stuff where women are trying to live this very traditional life, but there's also there's definitely an influencer movement of male influencers who are talking about how to actually be a good man, to be a good husband, to be a good father, and the things that you need to do to take care of yourself to be a good husband and a good father, the things you need to do to take care of your wife to be a good husband and a good father, the things you need to do to take care of your children to be a good husband and a good father. And every single one of those messages that I consume, it always talks about porn addiction. It's
a huge problem.
It's like at the top of the list, you need to stop watching porn. Like, it's so common that it's always listed towards the top of things you need to stop doing.
Yeah. You want to get out of depression? That's a great way to start right there.
I'd love to get more feedback from that from listeners as well. Do we have the text line?
We do.
You can text Ryan right now at 314-241-9797. Text him, 314-241-9. Are you telling me to break or not to break?
Break, but bump music's not playing.
Okay.
It's just not working.
All right.
We are having some technical difficulties. We're starting to dabble with the text line here on the Annie Fry Show, and what we're going to try to do is give y'all an opportunity to weigh in on the poll question every day. We still obviously want you to go vote in the YouTube live chat poll because that's the results that we're going to be able to give. If you weigh in on the text message, the text line, we can read it, but it doesn't factor into the final count. So if you want to be heard on that, you can definitely go to the YouTube live chat and tell us, should Congress take action on a biannual time change? But if you have thoughts on the time change, love it, hate it, keep standard time, keep daylight savings time, you can text 314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Somebody needs to text this line just so that we know that we're doing it correctly.
Yeah, I got one a couple days ago that just says help.
Oh, no. So that one didn't work. 314-241-9797. Text it. We're going to hear from Chuck Grassley on Arctic Frost next.
Are you nearing retirement and don't know if you have enough money saved to retire? That is scary. Do you have a written retirement financial plan in place? Well, when it comes to retirement planning, the trusted team at Financial and Tax Architects are the best. They've helped people all over St. Louis retire with confidence. And that's what you want. You want to retire with confidence. Now, they offer a one-night, 2.5-hour adult education class called Retirement Planning 101. They hold these at colleges over the St. Louis area and in Illinois. No cost, no obligation, just learning. And at this class, you learn how to avoid costly mistakes, how to maximize your income, how to reduce taxes in retirement. So call them today, 314-888-5101, or visit fta-ria.com and take the first step toward a smarter retirement. 314-888-5101.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-500-5000.
That's 314-500-5000.
All on the free Odyssey app.
Down on anti-ICE protesters. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I want to be very clear. Every American has a right to peacefully protest.
But the acting U.S. Attorney for Southern California, Bill Asaley, says there is no right to violence, just announcing charges over assaults on federal agents during immigration enforcement operations over the summer, including at a marijuana farm.
One of the members charged in the complaint used her vehicle to block U.S. government vehicles from leaving the location, while another member and others ambushed the vehicles by throwing rocks at them. And those images went viral.
9 of the suspects charged in a separate criminal complaint are accused of throwing objects at officers' vehicles from an overpass in L.A., including objects that were set on fire. Also just getting word of 6 people indicted over ICE protests in the Chicago area, including a Democratic candidate for Congress who calls it a political prosecution, an attempt to silent dissent. The search for a path forward on Capitol Hill.
You know, a lot of people down here tend to paint themselves into political corners, and they need adults in the room to help get them out. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick and his Democratic co-chair of the Problem Solvers Caucus, New York Congressman Tom Suozzi, planning to meet with some senators today as a government shutdown continues, with Democrats still demanding changes in a short-term spending bill and Republican leaders insisting the government reopen first. Uncertainty from the Fed after the central bank's second interest rate cut of the year, a quarter-point reduction. Chair Jerome Powell says they're not sure what's next.
In the committee's discussions at this meeting, there were strongly differing views about how to proceed in December. A further reduction in the policy rate at the December meeting is not a foregone conclusion. Far from it. Policy is not on a preset course.
The Dow's now down about 24 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Our wet weather pattern on the way out, but we're cloudy, windy, and chilly all afternoon, 53. Tonight, becoming partly cloudy, especially late night. It's cold, 42 Thursday, sunshine. It's chilly, though, especially first thing in the morning. 58 for the high on Thursday, 40 Thursday night, and Friday sunny. Near 60 Halloween evening is fine, though a little chilly. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to get ready for cold weather and schedule your heating system check. Get not just your heating system, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Well, I just told y'all to text us because it's a new thing. And, you know, everybody likes to have new toys, don't you think?
I enjoy new toys, Annie.
What's that voice? What? You're like the come on down guy from
George Gray. He was on Reardon yesterday.
Yeah, I know, and he wished us a happy 25. 314-241-9797 is the text line, and we're going to partner this with our YouTube live chat poll, so you can weigh in on that, and hopefully. We're kind of deciding right now off air if we're going to make some executive decisions. See if anyone tells us to stop.
Because right now I can't reply directly to you. People are typing messages to me. I can't say back to you in here directly anything, but we could.
He'll just say it to a screen.
Yeah, I'll just say, "Oh, okay."
A few messages that we have right now that have come in. Our YouTube poll for today is: should Congress take action on the biannual time change? No. Yes, keep standard time, or yes, keep daylight savings time. We wanted to test out the text line and also get your thoughts on this. So just walk us through just a few. Pick a few.
Okay. Some of them are separated into multiple parts, so I'm not sure why that is, but I'll try to go through here. It says,
just give
"Hi,
us
Annie.
the ones that makes hi.
Christina here. I like daylight savings time. Also, I have an 11-year-old boy who just started middle school this year. I worry about what he has and will be exposed to, especially with friends who don't have locks on their cell phones."
Yes.
She says, "I had a talk with him and told him it's adult entertainment, not for children. It's not realistic to learn anything from."
It's difficult. At 11, when the peers all have this stuff, it's going to get your kids might not seek it out. But as soon as they know that it exists, they're going to be naturally curious. I think that's an important thing to understand, that there is a biological, natural curiosity that is going to occur, and they need to know that you, Mom, and you've done this already. So, A+, high five, Christine. You said,
yes, Christina.
Christina, when it comes to the difficult conversation of social media use and all of the detriment that can come with it, we were talking before the break about pornography and the exposure that very young kids have to pornography, that if you shame them because they were naturally curious about something that wasn't, that they did, it's like a whole new world has been open to them. They're going to have a natural curiosity for it. They need to know that you are 100% the safe place to go when they have questions about it. And that is super awkward. But you got to be, you're the parent. Do the job.
Hi, AFS. That's Annie Fry Show.
Hey.
Yay, the text line works. This is Katie. And I just want to say thank you for giving us a great show.
And Ryan, would you please bring bread home from work?
Hope you know. That's my wife's name, Katie. No, she spells it differently. This is not my wife. Hope you all have a great day.
Thank you.
How about this one? It doesn't say who it is, but he or she just says, porn is more progressive and worse than drug addiction. By the way, leave time as it is currently. So both issues right there.
And in the correct order of priority.
Yeah. Gosh, there's a lot. And I'm learning to use this. We've never used this before. So a lot of the messages, if you send them a long message, it's like separated into parts and I'm kind of having to piece it back together.
Hold on. Let's put the text message phone number, like text the show in the lower scroll on the YouTube Live. That maybe helps people. Go ahead.
One person says, and this is an issue, that's why we're kind of like working on this. All it responds to me is help and stop messages. Look forward to getting a live response. That's what we're working on. Just so you know, if you get a response that's like a auto-generated response, that's just there. We're working on that.
I'm hoping that what we can do is have you text your thoughts about the YouTube poll on the daily. You can let us know, and that we can each day reply back the actual URL where you could actually go vote in the poll.
Yeah. Yes, save the daylight, somebody says. One person says, Ryan, are you there? And I respond to you on the air because I can't there. I say, hello, hello, hello.
Is anybody out there?
Is there anybody in there? Yes, I am here.
All right, we're not just gonna have a Ryan.
It's
dialogue.
kind of fun though.
Well, okay. 314-241-9797. I promise that we will become more discretionary as to what we choose to put on the air. Not that anything that you read today was bad. But send us some good, fun, pithy texts, and we will potentially feature them on the air. Save the number in your phone, 314-241-9797. Basically, you can text us anytime.
Yeah, this person, don't know who they is, just said, Italy is shaped like a boot.
Okay, we're going to need to put somebody else in charge of the text line because Ryan is going to be paying attention to this the entire show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be talking very deeply about the dangers of pornography addiction in young kids, and you're going to be over there snickering.
Uh-huh.
Why? Not because of my subject, but because Italy is shaped like a boot.
It is, though. It's so funny.
I want to go to Chuck Grassley, who just gave an update on Arctic frost, which is that investigation that was basically the spying on some of the United States senators, a few other people, Republicans, of course, Trump allies. Chuck Grassley took to the podium just a few minutes ago. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Good afternoon, everybody. A little bit of history before I get to what we're releasing today. I started the investigation into Arctic frost July 2022 based on whistleblower disclosures. Based on these disclosures, we know that weaponized taxpayer-funded agents and prosecutors advanced the investigation. As Arctic frost advanced, 92 Republican organizations or individuals were targeted, not just Trump. And they were added to its scope. And author of that targeting list was Special Agent Walter Giardino. He's the same weaponized agent who was involved in other cases against Republicans, including Peter Navarro. We've learned Jack Smith secretly obtained phone record data from at least 8 senators and 1 congressman. I've recently been informed by Verizon that at least 11 members with Verizon accounts were affected. That includes a hard line for Senator Cruz's office and a staffer's cell phone for former Senator Loeffler. AT&T informed me they challenged the legal basis for Jack Smith's efforts, and Smith backed down. So today, we're making public new records that I've obtained through legally protected whistleblower disclosures. 197 subpoenas were issued by Jack Smith and his team. These subpoenas were issued to 34 individuals and 163 businesses, including financial institutions. And one of the points of contact on many of these subpoenas was that person I previously named, Special Agent Walter Giardino. The subpoena requested records and communications related to over 430 individual and organizations. All of them appear to be aimed at Republicans. A subpoena to Event Strategies requested records relating to Turning Point USA and the Republican Attorney General's Association. One subpoena to Apple sought records relating to Trump and the January 6th prison choir. Earlier this year, I obtained emails between and among J.P. Cooney, one of Jack Smith's prosecutors. That email exchange was March 2023 about a partisan news article on January 6th, and this is what Cooney said in the email. Can we do some work to nail down Trump's role in this, perhaps with the same process on Ed Henry's LLC, end quote. Just the next month, April 2023.
All right, so there's Chuck Grassley with the latest document dump on Arctic frost, the investigation into the 2020 election and what happened after the election day.
So they've gave this releasing all of these new documents. Isn't it interesting? I think it was Verizon is the one. Isn't Verizon the one? He mentioned Verizon there, but Verizon turned over records. I think T-Mobile didn't.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Or AT&T, or there was a group, a mobile provider that said no.
Yeah, I don't know which one it was, but it makes you wonder because they said, well, it's 8 senators and 1 congressman, or 9 and 1. And it makes you wonder, well, is it just because they just got Verizon? Were there actually many more senators? They just didn't have that same carrier?
They did. They requested.
Oh, they did?
Yes. And the carrier said no. They turned them down.
So
that was part of the initial release of information. And I want to say it was AT&T. I have T-Mobile. What do you use?
Charter.
For your mobile phone?
I think they are partnered with Verizon, though.
Spectrum, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Verizon.
I guess, yeah. We don't pay Verizon, but yes.
So Verizon and Spectrum are the same? Like
they use
the same network.
Yeah, same network.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. So you pay your cell phone through Spectrum?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I pay it through my parents who are on Spectrum.
You live in their basement, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whole family's in the basement.
It's weird. You'd think you'd use the rest of the house, but there they are, all in the basement.
We want people to think it's a vacant house.
Let's do Ethan Sports and Local next here on the Annie Fry Show. If you want to text us, 314-241-9797. Go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. You can text that line as well. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? No. Use standard time or use daylight time. Lady Engineer said, streaming us on Rumble, that's fun. Keep standard time permanent. Otherwise, if daylight savings time was permanent, then the sun would not come up until 8:30 in the middle of December at the winter solstice. Now, that's factual information right there. If you want to get your thoughts in here, much like we read them off the YouTube live, you can text us at 314-241-9797. Ethan Sports and Local next.
Find a row with no name, lay back in the slow lane. Skies dropping, Jupiter around us like some old train. Will they rolling down the windows? I bet you would catch a nice second wind. We don't have to go home, we can leave the night on. We can leave the night on.
Lutheran education is a click away. LisaSTL.org. That's Lisa with an E because it's the Lutheran Elementary School Association. That's how you can remember it. LisaSTL.org. 34 elementary schools in the area by state region, 4 high schools with an additional one in Franklin County in fall of 2026. God is moving right now in Lutheran Christian education. And I know that is something that many of you have been seeking out. Now, of course, a lot of Lutherans understand, especially LCMS Lutherans. These schools are LCMS Lutheran schools. A lot of Lutherans understand that the environment exists and you've thought about going, maybe you've considered it, you're worried about affording it. It is affordable, but you can also acquire tuition assistance. When you go to lisastl.org, you can learn more about this. The Annie Fry Show established a scholarship, an endowed scholarship that we have raised so far $27,000 to. If you would like to donate to that, you can help make Lutheran education affordable for area kids as well. Learn everything you need to know online at lisastl.org.
If your kitchen's not even functional and you can't stand the look of your bathroom, stop just living around the problem. Let Lakeside Renovation and Design help you love your home again. From spa-like bathrooms to these beautiful, functional, custom kitchens to a finished basement, their in-house team over there at Lakeside, they're going to help bring any vision you have to life. They're going to walk you through every step of the process, the planning, the permits, all the things we don't like to do. They take care of it. You just have to dream. And they have financing options like 0 payments, 0% interest for 24 months. Schedule your free consultation today. It's lakesiderd.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Tony LaRussa here. Has your loss of energy and weight gain thrown you a curveball in your relationship? If so, go see my friends over at Victory Men's Health. Discreet first-class professionals will help you hit those curves out of the park. VictoryMen'sHealth.com. That's VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at NewNordicUSA.com.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Hold up. Check it out.
Complete your Book It star sheet for a free personal pan pizza.
Yay! Yay!
What was it? I forgot to listen.
Me too. Complete your Book It star sheet
Oh,
for
yeah.
a free personal pan pizza.
It was just an unpaid sponsorship.
Remember, I had to I had to ask, what does that mean?
It was before your time.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they still do that. They might.
I think they still do.
But I don't know.
Book It still exists.
Does
I
it?
don't think it's as satisfying as the slip of paper you would get.
Oh, man.
Wait,
the best.
That wasn't out before my time. We did that when I was in grade school.
Yeah,
I remember
think it
now.
still happens.
Ring that
It
bell,
came
dude.
back to
Ring
mine.
that bell.
You rang the bell. Good job. You're my bell ringer.
Ring my bell.
Now
Okay.
now you do a different disco song, Brad.
Is it disco?
You pointed at Ethan.
I did. I forgot his name.
I'm not singing Bee Gees.
Appreciate that.
That's not Bee Gees.
Hey, we got some
Say, is
breaking.
that disco even?
That's disco for sure.
We got some.
Oh, for sure. We've got the disco experts here. Oh, for sure.
Anyway.
Who
You guys-
sings that song?
Ring my bell?
Don't Google it. I can Google
have
it.
no idea.
Is it Patti LaBelle?
It's not Patti LaBelle singing Ring My Patti LaBelle. Anita Ward?
Ringing what?
Oh, it's Patti LaBelle. She'd have been like 70 at that time.
Anita Ward.
Oh.
That's why nobody knows. Because who's that?
Anyway, what you were saying, Ethan? Book it. Personal pan pizza. What?
We're ready to go, right? We're all good? Okay. All right.
Oh, and another thing.
Yep.
Go
Saw
on.
that coming from 6.5 miles away.
6 or 7.
This is breaking news on Sports and Local on the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery was removed from his position by a state judge just about, about 40 minutes ago now.
Wow, that is breaking.
I told you it was. The judge announced that the city sheriff's office wouldn't be, in quotations, wallowing in limbo while Montgomery is held in federal custody far outside of the city, effectively unable to perform his duties as the sheriff. The judge still wants a quo warranto?
Yeah, nailed it. Stuck the landing.
Case against Montgomery to go through a full trial in November before deciding whether Montgomery is permanently expelled from the position. His office duties will now be taken over by the presiding judge in consultation with Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore and Chief Robert Tracy. So there's some information for y'all.
Thank you.
Quo warranto.
You know what that means?
Me
neither.
It's like a vote of no confidence. I mean, that's what Andrew Bailey issued against Kim Gardner and canned her for it.
Can't tell if she's lying or not.
Quo warranto in the Latin.
Go ahead and doubt
means
me.
Of the Giants.
That's never gone well for me. The St. Louis Blues lost their 5th straight game last night. The second time in 4 days that they have lost against the Detroit Red Wings. 5-2 was the final last night. Braden Shen and Jordan Kyrou were the lone goal scorers for St. Louis. And, to make it even worse, Jake Neighbors is going to be out at least for the next 5 weeks. Robert Thomas is also dealing with an upper body injury right now. They did recall just a couple hours ago their number one prospect, Dalibor Dvorsky. He was their first-round pick in 2023. I think that's exciting for fans that they're going to get to see one of their top prospects. But it has been a rough couple of weeks for the St. Louis Blues. I know it's really hitting you hard, Ryan.
I am a Blues fan. I like the Blues.
He's a Penguins fan now.
No, I'm not.
First
that
it was
much
the
of a
Mizzou
bandwagon.
Tigers, and now it's the
the black and
Pittsburgh
gold. Is that what it is?
The black and gold of the Penguins
and the Tigers.
No, it's not. I don't have any sort of affinity for colors.
No.
So what is
You're wearing
it
a
then
lot of
about the
blue right now.
Penguins? What is it that you love about the Penguins?
I don't like the framing of you guys' questions.
You guys I'm been misgendered.
Yeah.
You didn't ask any.
What kind of hat are you wearing right now?
Clearly he's anti-pink.
What kind of hat are you wearing right now?
A blue one.
Where's it from?
Milwaukee.
What stadium did you buy it in?
Milwaukee's. Whatever that's called.
American Family
Field.
When you went to the Brewers game?
Brewers game versus Cardinals.
And you bought a Brewers hat?
Uh-huh.
I say no more.
I don't like the Penguins, though. I don't even like the Brewers. I just thought the hat was cool. Plus, I buy hats that have a logo on them that you can't really tell what
I
it is.
thought you were using your middle finger to point that, and I thought it was super,
See that?
super snarky. Yeah, there you go. Very subtle.
If you're
Ryan
texting,
Ryan
you
had a
can't
nose
see this.
itch.
But I do see your text, though. Thank you.
I think I can hear it. Next.
Boeing has reportedly rejected a counter-offer made by union members just days after presenting its latest labor contract proposal. So the nearly 3-month strike will carry on. More than 3,200 Boeing workers in the St. Louis region have been on strike since August 4th. What's today? What's the date?
It's the 29th.
29th. My goodness, it is almost 3 months. This was on Monday. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers made a counter-offer to Boeing's latest 5-year offer, and just the day before, the union rejected a deal that featured 24% wage increases, $4,000 ratification bonus, and $3,000 in restricted stock units that would vest over the next 3 years. So this continues to be a back and forth. The two sides not coming to an agreement yet. So the strike goes on.
I don't know what made me just think of this, but we were talking about it off air at some point today. The amount of money that goes to, because I guess it's because of the government shutdown and like Boeing's not working either. What percentage of Americans are on food stamps with SNAP, which is about to expire?
It's like 1 in 8.
I just looked it up. It says in 2024 it was 12%. So 12%, more than 10% of the country, 1 in 10 at least, are on food stamps. And $10 billion goes to feed 12% of the country for free every month. I just can't wrap my head around if you're spending $10 billion a month, and that's about, $100 billion, a little over $100 billion a year, to feed 10% of the population. Our budget in the government is like $8 trillion a year. That's $100 billion. What the hell are we spending all this money on? That's to feed the population. I'm not even saying it's a great program. I'm just saying that's an essential thing to feed people. Not that it should be done this way, but that's just an essential thing. Okay, there it is. Where is the other $7.9 trillion going if that's what it takes to feed 10% of the population?
It's going to Burma for the LGBTQ plus experience.
No, it's not.
That's where it's
Donald
going.
Trump says,
Not anymore.
Well, you kind of walked right into my next story, and I think this has gotten out a little bit since this came out a few days ago, but because of the ongoing federal government shutdown, the U.S. Department of Agriculture told state agencies that SNAP benefits are not going to be issued in November. So the Missouri Department of Social Services said there's not enough sufficient funding for these benefits, which are 100% federally funded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service. SNAP benefits may be delayed or may not be provided at all, depending on what the federal government is deciding. This might be the worst time of year for this to be happening, not to mention, families are going to be gathering here in a few weeks for Thanksgiving, for holidays. It's never ideal, but this is not good.
I've seen a lot of things that get ripped from TikTok and put on to X or wherever, and there are a lot of people who are losing their SNAP benefits who are out there saying that they're just going to start taking what they want.
Oh, boy.
And they'll take it from the store or they'll take it from your cart while you're on your way out to your car after you've paid for it because they're going to get fed.
We've just created this whole class of people in this country. It's amazing. And look, I'm going to take this to its logical conclusion here. Let's say, by the math, that if you decided that not a single person, you go full communism in the United States, not a single person has to work for food. So you have to feed 100% of your population based on these numbers. That's $1 trillion a year. Again, $1 trillion a year to feed the entire population of the United States. And we're spending $8 trillion a year on what? Anyway, I'm off my soapbox.
Are you?
No.
Because I just said something and you went back to what you were talking about.
Wait, didn't we already talk about that?
I was just going to turn the rest of the show over to Ryan. And if you text him at 314-241-9797, he'll scream at his computer on the break and you'll get your reply and he'll probably yell loud enough for you to hear it.
Yeah, we're
Ryan,
what's
your favorite color?
Ethan, thank you.
The government's wasting money.
This segment, we appreciate it. Let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll: should Congress take action to the biannual time change? Let us know what you think. We'll be right back.
Coming back, we can steal it. If we bridge this gap, I can see you through the curtains of the waterfall. When I lost it, yeah, you held my hand, but I tossed it. Didn't understand you were waiting as I dove into the waterfall. So say
AirComfortService.com, 314-513-0091. That's the number you can phone right now and talk to them, especially if you're a business owner, a building manager, operations manager, office manager, easy for you to say. If you've recently heard that your HVAC system needs some repair, especially that furnace, a lot of people kicking that in here recently. Is it heating the way it's supposed to be? Is it taking care of reaching that comfort zone temperature for you? Call Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation at 314-513-0091 to get a free second opinion on heat exchanger or compressor repairs. Air Comfort Service has provided residential and commercial heating and cooling services for 55 plus years. If you're looking at a steep repair bill, if you're questioning a quoted repair that you've already been given, you can call Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091 and connect with the very best. They are a 10-time recipient of the Carrier's President's Award, and they are waiting for your phone call. AirComfortService.com.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall! Did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's Morning Lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
No paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey guys, it's Mark Reardon. If you're struggling with low energy, performance issues, or weight gain, Game Day Men's Health has got you covered with testosterone therapy, ED treatments, and more in all of a relaxed man cave environment. At Game Day, you'll get a free testosterone test and consultation, all in just 1 hour. Game Day is the premier men's health clinic with locations in Chesterfield, O'Fallon, Missouri, and Glen Carbon, Illinois. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health.
Still leading 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
Gavin Newsom seems to be the leading contender, I would say. Is there anybody who's more likely to be the nominee for the Democratic Party than Gavin Newsom? Don't say Kamala Harris. Don't be unserious.
I'm not going to say that. I think he's probably the front runner, which is
the person to beat as of right now.
Yes, I suppose.
JB Pritzker. Good luck, folks.
John Cusack retweeted JB Pritzker the other day and said, "This guy knows what he's doing." And it wasn't ironic.
Did you feel frightened by that? Like, no, not John Cusack.
No, I think I just follow John Cusack because he says dumb stuff a lot.
See, you and I have different...
It makes me kind of laugh.
Different rules to play. I can't stand Gavin Newsom. There's never been it's not like Gavin Newsom's fallen off the likability factor for me. He's just an incredibly unlikable person. He is... I've been thinking a lot about this, watching him. People talk about how much of a chameleon he is. Like he's Charlie Kirk on his podcast. Does he still have a podcast? His podcast, it was very much so like this, like, listen, I can talk to anybody. Conversation is important. We need to have discussion and discourse. Bleh, bleh, bleh. His social media has been handed over to some Generation Z people who just try to put into AI, like, Trump said this, how would a Democrat tweet this point in Trump style? I guarantee you the things that I wouldn't even be surprised if the Gavin Newsom X profile where they put things out in Trump voice, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Grok is the one doing it. It'd probably be the one that's the most well-versed at it. But I've come to the conclusion, I cannot unsee this. And this is maybe a very shallowly, if that's a word, educated opinion, because I am not somebody who partakes in a lot of Hallmark movies. But Gavin Newsom is a Hallmark movie villain.
I'm glad you said that, because he's like the caricature of a bad guy or a bad politician.
He's just there so you hate him.
He's just so greasy.
He shows up and you're like, you are a bad guy.
Yeah.
You're the one here that's going to get it in the end.
He's the politician that shows up in the movie and is really nice. And you know he's a bad guy because
you can tell.
He's nice.
And I always go back to this, and I don't know how you guys are supposed to relate to this at all, but ladies, especially ladies that had to peruse the dating scene before social media and Match.com and eHarmony and Farmers Only, when you had to just go out and meet people and roll the dice, You had a radar for people like Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
It was a hell no radar. And Gavin Newsom walks up to you, and boy, are you lucky to meet him. Ick. All the ick.
The other thing about his podcast that he did that was like, I just want to have dialogue and stuff, because that's great. I'm glad that
it's not great because
people want to do that, but it's not real. But he was doing it pretty much from the time the election happened and was over in November through the first few months of Trump's presidency. It was like in that moment, he thought, well, this is what people want because the right's clearly winning. We're clearly not. I must reach across the aisle. Then he realized that the base doesn't want that. So he stopped doing it. And then he started fighting Trump. He just does whatever he thinks he needs to do to advance, which I guess is politics in a way. But he's just so greasy.
That's the point I just made. That's what I just said.
I know, but
he is the chameleon, and he is non-trustworthy. He is a shallow character. You know, I've only been afflicted by Hallmark movies because I've been in the room when my mom's watching TV. She's a Hallmark movie watcher, and I don't understand that about her. Maybe in retirement I'll become a Hallmark movie watcher. And I know some of you out there are also Hallmark movie watchers. One of my closest friends is a huge Hallmark. I don't get it. Why don't you have anything else to do with your time? Like just sleep or something like that? Is there anything else to do? Are you guys Hallmark movie watchers in the household? Are there Hallmark movie watchers?
No.
What is it? The Great American Country Channel or something like Great.
The Candace Cameron channel.
Yes, they're like Hallmark movies, but my understanding, and this is again from being adjacent to people who pay attention to these things, and you get kind of nicked by the headlines when they come through because these movies mean a lot to people. But I think Candace Cameron, when she went to do the Christmas movies, Hallmark movie is now what you call, it's the Kleenex of tissues. There are a lot of tissues out there, but everybody calls them Kleenex. And there are other channels that do Hallmark movies that are not on Hallmark.
Yes.
And Candace Cameron is on these. But I think that, doesn't she not actually kiss anybody in those movies or something like that? That might be possible. But I don't think that there might not be gay relationships.
Probably. It's called Great American Family.
Great American Family. I was thinking it was GAC, but I think that was the country music channel that was second to CMT in maybe the 90s. I don't know. And maybe on Channel 24.
I know that Kirk Cameron, her brother, does do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Candace Cameron did too. Because when Kirk Cameron was in Fireproof, do you remember that movie? It was a pretty big release theatrically. He was supposed to be in a relationship with his wife. It was all about marriage. And so anytime they showed him kissing his wife, they always did it in a very wide shot, and it was his actual wife.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth in Thor, one of the early Thors, when he is with the Lady Thor. What's her name?
Natalie
Portman. There's a kissing scene in there, and it's not Natalie Portman. It's actually his real wife.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know that happened later on because she became Lady Thor, but he wanted to do that, and I thought that was kind of a neat thing too. So these Hallmark movies that are out there, that Candace Cameron, there was just a very Christian foundation to Great American Family, and what they were basically doing, the Hallmark movies, with a biblically Christian foundation. Love it or hate it, it's for you. It's not. That's the interesting thing about the free market, is if people are watching Hallmark movies and they want to be able to consume it in a way that they feel is more biblically sound, that there is now an option to take that in. And if nobody wants it, they won't be able to continue on with it. If everybody wants it, then the market is there to serve both entities. I think that's a good thing. But I cannot stand these. I cannot stand these shows.
No, I can't either.
I want
the same movie.
I'm gonna have to. It's not just the same movie, but it's I feel like I'm watching a Disney Channel middle school story, but they're just grown.
Yeah, they're shallow. I'm sorry, but they are.
Yeah, the stories aren't even. But I don't know. They watch them back to back to back. Happy birthday, Dad. Sorry if I'm outing you. I think my mom knows this, but at some point she'll be like, my dad says, he sits there and he's on his. My dad will sit. I think that he doesn't mind a Hallmark movie here and there. it doesn't make him angry like it makes me. But he'll sit there while Hallmark movies are playing, and he'll he's an IHSA football official, so he'll just memorize the football book, the rules book. So he sits there and he goes through that stuff. But at some point he'll be like, I can't do this anymore. And I'm like, I understand that. I'm there at the jump. But my daughter Evelyn, she's 9, loves going over to grandma's house, watching Hallmark movies and Matlock.
Well, I don't know about Matlock.
And Matlock. And Perry Mason.
Okay.
We'll go to pick them up. Mom and Dad will be watching the kids. We'll go to pick up the kids. And Evelyn will be like, I can't leave now. And I'm like, you most certainly can. It's Perry Mason. She's like, but we're about to find out if Perry Mason is going to win the case. And I'm like, guess what, kiddo?
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
I don't know anything about Perry Mason other than my friend in high school used to walk around singing Perry Mason, Perry Mason.
I don't think that's it.
Perry Mason, that dude will solve your case. That's all it is. That's it. Hallmark movies, though, when I say that they're shallow, people who watch Hallmark movies would say, yes. It's not an insult. They know. It's not intended to be deep. It's just safe.
I appreciate
easy.
I have in the last probably 3-5 years, maybe. It might be since Molly was born. I have valued finding things that are completely and totally thoughtless. It's not complicated. I don't have to lean into the plot or, maybe a stupid video game or not video game, but game on my phone. Because when I lay in bed at night, I often will scroll Twitter to the point where it is it mentally unhealthy for me to do it? I do it because at night I can catch up on everything that happened during the day. If I didn't have this job, would I still do that? I'm not 100% sure if I would do it, maybe even more. But to unplug from things that are everything doesn't have to be important all the time. For instance, I've talked about reading before. I'm not reading fiction. I feel like I don't have time for fiction. If I'm going to invest, if I'm driving from point A to point B and I'm going to listen to a book, I feel like I want to get smarter because I read it.
Yeah, you should definitely not get my fiction book and read it.
I guess this is just the Ryan Wiggins show today. He doesn't have any books. Which one are you talking about?
Oh, The Life of Human. I'm just messing with you.
I know. It's working. I just don't find fiction to be worthy of my time. But I will say when I finally, a couple years ago, maybe was it last year? Might have been last year. When I finally was I'm going to watch the Harry Potter movies for the first time ever. I'm like, these are wonderful stories. Guys, do you know? Have you heard? There's this boy called Harry Potter. It's a wonderful story. There might even be some Christ-like imagery throughout the course of the entire story and discussion. You should check it out. Oh, I'm the last one? Okay, I didn't know that. So I do find myself putting my time into consuming something like that, and there's absolutely value in it. But there's just such a barrier for me to jump into it initially. I just don't have a lot of time.
Harry Potter's surprising because you don't go into that thinking, oh, there's going to be biblical allegory in this. And then you watch it and you're like, huh, there kind of is.
Well, and if you know the greatest story that was ever told, it's not shocking that it would find its way into other great stories that have been told, which
Correct.
is my take on it. All right, let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll results when we come back. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? You can text us right now at 314-241-9797. New thing. We're trying it out. Read us a text or two here that is worthy of note. Ryan Wiggins is in charge of this. That might change over the course of time. We're giving him the keys to the castle here on day one. Text messages?
One says, I enjoy listening to you all daily. Especially when I'm at work. Another one says Newsom is a sleaze bag with lots of E's.
All right, we'll keep going with this. I like it. I like the affirmation. Go vote on the YouTube poll. We'll get the results with Ethan next. Don't go away.
Try to pick some energy up. It don't matter. I know you haven't moved on. If you try, I don't believe it, baby. I know you lied all night long. What you mean I changed? I stay the same. Have me losing my mind.
Home Shield, FoundationRepairs.com. The website tells you everything you need to know about having that basement waterproofing finally solved. Oh, don't you want it to be finally solved? It will take you, I think, a long time after you invest in making sure that your foundation is solid and strong and that the basement isn't going to leak any longer. It's going to take you a while afterwards to get rid of that reflex. When you see rain in the forecast, you know what I'm talking about. You worry about the basement. You got to check on the basement. It's going to take you a while once you get it fixed from Home Shield Foundation Repair to not have that worry. But every time after Matt Hayes and Home Shield Foundation Repair have come to your home to fix that wet basement situation that you have, you're going to have that instant, that release of, I took care of it. And you've got the best in the business, Matt Hayes and Home Shield Foundation Repair, there to make sure that the lifetime warranty matches the work that they did. 314-227-9636, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
25 years of 97.1 in St. Louis.
It's Jim Carafano. For me, 97.1 is always my sanity check. I live in the bubble. And when I talk to people in St. Louis, if it makes sense to them, then I know I'm okay. So can't wait to see what's ahead.
This special alert is for all Americans who own a vehicle. If you have a warranty that's about to expire or no warranty coverage at all, this message is for you. It's time to stop worrying about future car repairs today. Your vehicle is essential, but unexpected breakdowns can derail your plans and your wallet. It's time to future-proof your ride with CarShield. CarShield offers a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that saves drivers thousands from out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Imagine if your engine quits or your transmission fails. You could pay a fraction of the repair cost. This protection plan is at an all-time low, and to give you even more peace of mind, drivers who activate today also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Don't wait for a breakdown to drain your savings. Future-proof your car with CarShield today and drive with confidence. Call CarShield for your free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
Hurt in a motorcycle accident? You need someone who knows St. Louis, who's about St. Louis. You need Kaufman Townsley, your hometown injury lawyers. We're here for real people with real results. Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis Injury Lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
The YouTube live chat poll today is, should Congress take action on the biannual time change? Obviously, a couple of options there. A couple back-to-back that agreed. Betsy on our YouTube page says, no, there are too many other things they need to be focused on. And then Russell says, keep it as it is now. What is your opinion? And let us know. We're going to give you the results of this poll in just a couple minutes here as we close out the Annie Fry Show. And Mark Reardon comes in at 3 o'clock. It is 2:49. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. Rooted in faith, grounded in family. This is the Annie Fry Show.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise.
I think that this song was like the soundtrack to my first thought of like, I should have a crush on somebody.
That's funny. That's exactly what this song should do to every single person who listens to it.
What's the year? What's your guess?
Let them say we're crazy.
I'll say 84.
That's a great year. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Starship. 87.
Ooh, that's later than I thought.
Yeah. Trying to think
The
of who I
80s
might
are
have.
tough because in the early 80s, the late 80s, they sometimes sound very similar. Like, not a lot happened with technology between about 83 and 89.
There's just a lot of electronic
Yeah.
drums.
Now, with rock, you can tell the difference. You can tell something from the early 80s very different from the late 80s. But with the techno pop,
This should be an X's and Y's question, but when do boys start to crush hard? Like, even if it's like a playful crush, it could be like a crush on your teacher or something when you're in second grade. But like,
ooh.
when does crushing really come in? And crushing is much more innocent and like within your own self. It's not something that you necessarily will pursue or act on. I mean, obviously that's part of it down the road, but
I don't remember for myself, but I will say watching my kids, it's got to be 6th, 7th grade because it's upon us. It's happening. And it's a light switch. It was not like that last year. And it's kind of weird. It's like, oh, okay.
I would have said, well, for boys. Are you saying boys or girls? I'm saying for boys.
I am saying for boys, but I'm saying for both.
Brad, do you have thoughts?
Yeah, I think Ryan's kind of spot on because I was trying to think back to whenever I had my first crush, and it was like 5th or 6th grade.
I think girls have crushes in 2nd and 3rd grade.
You know, I started having girlfriends, and you don't even know what that means when you're in grade school. But I started having.
I know a lot of high school boys who don't know what that means, but go on.
It's fair. But I was at like 3rd grade that I would start to have girlfriends. So I don't know if I was actually attracted to girls or if it was just like, oh, that's something we do.
Did you have any boyfriends?
No.
Well, I think you were attracted to girls.
Thank you. And we're going to go with that.
Yesterday, after volleyball practice got done, it's like 5 o'clock. My husband he comes and he helps with practice, and we're getting our coats on. And Molly, she's 4, she says, "Daddy, come here." She's got a secret, so she whispers him, and he looks at me like he's going to tell me what she just said. She goes, No, don't tell mommy. Don't tell mommy. And she was serious about it. Like, I've never seen her be secret about that. Like, if you tell her a secret, that's the number one way to make sure everybody in earshot finds out what the secret was. And she was serious about not having it. And my husband looks at me and mouths, "She has a boyfriend." Really? And I go, "Oh." And then he goes, "And a husband too." And I go, "Oh." And then before we left the gym, I mean, it was within 5 minutes later, she's like, "I'm just kidding, Daddy." And I'm pretty sure she was just kidding. I don't know what any of that was about. Which I think what it probably means is somebody around her probably suggested, "Oh, little Jackson should be your boyfriend." Or is Jackson your boyfriend? Because people have those kinds of conversations, you know. Is Jackson your boyfriend?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe eventually you're just like, "Sure." Sounds good to me.
I remember that when I was a kid, that people saying that and me not really knowing how to respond to it. In fact, I had one relative in particular, when I'd see him at holidays, he'd go, "Hey, Ryan, how many girlfriends you got?" And I always
6, 7.
I always was weirded out by that question because I'm like, as I've been told, I'm supposed to only have one at a time.
Yeah.
What are you saying to me right now?
How many do you have, buddy?
Yeah.
How
many did you have?
None.
0 then.
I had 6 in kindergarten.
I also remember when I was in 2nd grade, I think it's possible that maybe this person's parents actually listened to the show, so I don't know that it would be a surprise, but there was a Danny in my class, and Danny rhymes with Annie, so you know what that means.
Uh-oh, sitting in a tree.
Yes, and I think, like, I remember the power of suggestion, being like, well, Danny's cute, he's nice, sure, why not? But I mean, like, my class was never one where we would pair up and be boyfriend, girlfriend, even in name only. We just like talked about it a lot. But I'm pretty sure when my parents resided their farmhouse, we wrote things on the side of the house in Sharpie. I'm pretty sure it says Annie and Danny on the side of there because I think it happened about 1991.
So cute. So cute. You guys, I guess you weren't soulmates though.
No, I'm going to rule that out. I think we're both happily gone in our own directions. And I also think that I didn't go to school with him since like 2nd grade. So.
I wonder whatever became of Danny.
Yeah.
He goes to a different
Such
school.
a sad story.
Yeah.
Oh, what could have been?
He never recovered.
I got to go in there and rip that siding off the house and scratch it out and write Jared.
You know what's weird?
My parents would be like, "I don't know if that was necessary."
Yeah, actually, that's weird. If you would do that, that would be weird. Is that my 8-year-old for 3-4 years now, probably when he was 3 or 4, maybe 5, he has told us, "I'm going to marry this little girl."
Yeah.
In my class.
Make sure he doesn't feel pressured to do that. Down
Well,
the
he
road.
doesn't. We were like, okay.
No, I mean like down the road.
Oh, okay.
You can release.
I said
him
it
from
when
that.
I was 4. So
314-241-9797 is the text line. We're going to try to use this in conjunction with our YouTube live chat poll. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? Ryan, why don't you hit us with 1 or 2 quick comments from listeners on the text line?
Yes, keep it on daylight savings time. I want to see more sun, so that one's probably saying the opposite. And that's all I can find right now.
How
There's
about
tons.
Joe's from the YouTube up there on the YouTube chat?
Joe says, "My cousin is biannual. It's none of the government's business."
I think Joe's a no. you want to give us the
It's a
results?
good comment.
248 votes on today's YouTube live chat poll. Should Congress take action on the biannual time change? 27% say no, 31% say yes, keep daylight savings time, 42% say yes, keep standard time.
What's your answer, Ryan?
Keep it as it is now, which
So
is
no.
daylight savings time.
Oh, okay. So keep daylight savings time.
Yes.
Brad?
Leave it alone. Don't change it.
No? Your answer is
I'm a
no?
no.
Ethan?
More sun.
Which one?
I don't know which one that is.
You should panic now.
Daylight
We're out
savings.
of time. Daylight saving times. I'm a no. Leave it as it is. Mark Reardon next.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
CiviaLaw.com. You should hire Todd Civia. We did. My husband and I did to help plan out our trust. Having the conversation about powers of attorney. Now, you're going to have a power of attorney for your financial needs. You're also going to want a power of attorney for your health decisions. Those are probably two different people, and you need to be thinking about how you want that to work. You need to put it on paper, and you need to have an expert navigate the complicated situation that is involved in estate planning, in elder law issues, and Todd Civia is the pro at doing this. Now, if you call 833-995-WILL, and you call 833-995-WILL right now, first 10 callers to mention the Annie Fry Show, you're going to get that strategy session fee, a $300 value waived. You're not going to have to pay it. You just have to call the number right now, be one of the first 10, and say my name. 833-995-WILL. Call 833-995-WILL. In Missouri and Illinois, you can rely on Todd Civia at Civia Law. CiviaLaw.com.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even